right, chat. You never know where I'm coming in. It could be any time. It could, one time I'm going to do an all right chat where I just go like, all right, chat. And you'll never know. You'll never know, chat. It will just, bam. Just like that. Oh, I gotta change the music before I get hit with copyright claims. They're after me, chat. Constantly after me, trying to get my $3 I make a stream. From ads. It's funny because I have like 6 different playlists I can use. Fail. We don't fail here. We've only been succeeding. I have like 6 different playlists that I use, and it gets rotated each time of which one copyright claims me, not strikes, but claims me. It's a pain. It's a pain. So I got to rotate them in and out. Excuse me, constantly. But we made it. Sorry for the delay. But we're here. That was a buffet. All right, let me catch up with chat really fast because you all are flying by. All right, Cap, welcome to chat. Misplay. This is looking like a Law and Order expansion with this font. Oh, this Civil War font? I thought you meant something on my stream. You're right. It does. It looks weird. The font looks weird. We have so many hot takes to make about this box. I'm so excited. Link, welcome to chat. Josh, welcome to chat. Keith, welcome to chat. Ziggy, welcome to chat. Cap says, my prediction is that D20 is going to come in with an all right chat tonight. Turns out you were right. Good job. Was concerned how they would reboot a Cap. I'll side on optimistic with this. Yeah, we'll see. Agreed. I'm pretty stoked about the Civil War box. Maybe he'll do a chat all right instead of change it up. But that would feel weird. Chat all right. Like that's just it doesn't roll off the tongue the same. Can't teach a streamer new tricks? You can. His internet just crashes constantly. Civil War box looks really good, and not gonna lie. So I've only skimmed it so far. So I like read through the thing, but I didn't realize there's gonna be a small book they wrote, which is good. I'm not complaining. It's just more than I thought it was gonna be. So I skimmed a lot of it because I was on a work meeting, and they were like, D20. Well, they used my real name, but D20. What do you think about this? And I'm like, hold on. All right, hero versus hero. Okay, righteous uncle. Okay, Spider Woman. Okay, D20. Do you have something to add to the meeting? Not yet. Black Panther. Okay, and I kept doing that, so I couldn't really read the whole thing. And then I was like, well, I'm gonna do it live. Just do it live. I keep getting sucked into these weekday streams. Zero Fortitude. I appreciate it though, Mac. Hopefully you're doing well. Join us. Wait, you're already here. Honorable, welcome to chat. Oh boy, I've been waiting on this day. Me too. I missed you all. I missed you all on Friday chat. My stream crashed. All right, I'm super indifferent. Not impressed with the Civil War box. Joshy coming in off the top rope. Not sure if I should vent it all in the chat or actually have a talking head discussion with someone about how I kind of hate it. Let me see how I like it or hate it, and then we can have a discussion. Raven, welcome to chat. Chizat. A redo of Spider-Woman? Is it though? It's not really a redo of Spider-Woman, right? Because you can't play as any of the characters. Well, maybe you can. I didn't really read. Why to hate? I'm looking. Giant Lasagna, thank you for the tier 1 sub.
Getting anything from Steam Summer Sale?
Probably Claire Obscura, because everyone keeps saying I need to play that French game. So I'll probably do that. I was looking at oh, what's the one game? There's a roguelike game I like a lot, and they have a new expansion for it. That's like $3. Hold on, I gotta open it up. Entropy Effect, Blaze Blue, however you say it. I really like that roguelike game, so the expansion came out, so I'll probably get that. And I think one of the Star Wars games was on sale, so I think I'm gonna look into that too. Something good. Let me know about you guys. What are you investing in with Steam Summer Sale, or if you even do that? Why do I hate? I'm looking to using a zombie clone Thor to murder Goliath. New mechanics for the win. Mongoose, welcome to the channel if you're doing well. I found out that replacing my taillight not as hard as I thought. No, it's really easy. There's a lot of YouTube videos out there too. Your headlights are almost as easy. You just gotta make sure you don't like angle them too high or too far down. I fixed the internet. I think I did this time, actually. Darth has 10 ads to go. Take your time. I appreciate that. Is Twitch twitching out? Twitch always twitches out. Coming back in the... Oh, that was me. D20 got raided by ICE? No, 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 no. We are all legal here. We'll get there eventually. Oh, yeah, and I showed my D20 blog, so feel free to read that. I'm soft launching it right now, so more of it will be coming out eventually. Blink twice, sure. Misplay, welcome in chat. But don't start without me. Hopefully we didn't. Need to plug whatever leak is draining your internet juice? No, it's just the internet company. They just go, nah, you don't need that much. D20. Note to self, never go to Wendy's that's close to work. If the place looks and smells like poo and the workers glare at you for walking inside, turn around and walk out. Yeah, don't go to that store, man. Beast, welcome to chat. The Magic Stream Fix It juice. I was saying today, where's D20 with the hot takes? Hey, Zachary. Coming in right now. Guess he found some more internet out California way. Yeah, you just gotta convince them to keep coming back out. I'm fine with the concept of Civil War and playing against heroes as villains, but the PvP aspect I'm not really convinced on. I don't see how it can ever be a balanced game. Yeah. I think there's gonna be some issues with that, but I gotta see how they're doing it. Only catching a stream. Wasn't where it had a competitive element. Just this Boxwell. This is an experimental wave. So Knack, yeah, subscribing will make it free on Twitch. Financially, because I know you asked this, financially I make more. So Twitch takes just over half my money on a sub, right? So the only reason I really still do Twitch is because Prime subs are big. So if you have an Amazon Prime account, you just get free subs, so you could just give that out for free. So I still only get half the revenue, which is weird, like whatever. But that's a big way a lot of people like to support. So so that's that. Kick, on the other hand, I make 95% of it versus versus 50%. And YouTube I make 70%. But YouTube subbing won't get rid of the ads. Kick has no ads though. I can multitask. Brown smears on the soda machine. I wholly know it's soda, but the smell, it makes you wonder. I'm gonna say that wasn't the smell. There's a really great pen. I had to watch 17 ads. I don't think they really have to be created equally. There are better characters, decks, fighters in every game. I agree on wanting more detail than a thematic deck instead of trying. Emerald Raider, welcome to chat. At least 2 workers saw me walk toward the door side and then walk back behind the counter. Sorry that I'm making you work. Darth, come to Kick or Twitch. And that's the problem of MC rules being hazy. I think this will be a big problem is no matter how they do PvP, like TCGs work really well because the rules are really simple. Like they're really simple. Marvel Champions rules are not that simple. There's a lot of ifs, but thens, right? Or then, but ifs. And that will probably slow down a lot of things and cause some issues. Lauren, welcome to the chat. Knack, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. The broken check of the cooperative nature does not play well in PvP. And what's funny too, Mac, is that essentially this is what Ashes has done. They were a PvP game that's turned into a very good cooperative solo game. Solo or cooperative game. It's kind of crazy. I think it works that way, but not the other way. But I mean, I guess we'll see for sure. I think if I'm skipping something, I'm sorry. I'll try to catch back up. LeBlanc, the Civil War. Will people really play this PvP mode for a long time? No, I think it's a flash in the pan thing. I don't think that's the big thing that you do it for. Really hope for Halloween the D20 does the all right and ends with alrighty then and shows up as Ace Ventura. I feel like I missed something. No. Okay. If I missed something, I apologize. We got a 3-turn and Hulk wins. Team Captain America. We're tired of winning, folks. Let's just play whatever music you want. F it. Nah, man. YouTube yells at me constantly. Was a butt fail. Spends an all right chat. God level. You were on vacation. Plenty of rest. I mean, I like to think that was as good as it gets. The font's the same as the original comics. Is it really? Predictions that D20's earbuds will fall out from getting too hyped. I don't hate Civil War, but I also don't think you play as Iron Man or Captain America. I think they sit in the side of you, right? I have no idea yet. We'll figure it out in a minute. Clair Obscura is GOAT. Risk of Rain 2 is GOAT. All tribute games in Stardew Valley. I'm pretty mad about Civil War Box. I'm sure the new environment will have heavy hitter heroes in it. Yes, I think... Yeah, we'll get into that in a second. I'm happy for PvP. My spouse doesn't like co-op, so I might be able to drag her into play now. Let's go. Welcome, Frost. Welcome, LW. Welcome, Brolac. Welcome, Texas Meeple. Welcome, Baseball Freak. I've been waiting all weekend for D20's hot takes. Appreciate it. Have you tried the new... Hey, Queen, how's it going? Have you tried the new Earthborn Rangers yet? No. No, I didn't back it. I never played the first one. So I didn't back it. I'll have to check it out. A lot of modules and 4 new villains with a lot of main schemes. Let's go. True D20 versus chat can actually happen. That's true now. Or game Twitch. Kick hasn't enabled subs yet. They should be enabled. You should be able to sub on Kick. I'm pretty sure you can. Can you not? Is Kick holding out on me? Is Kick holding out on me? Oh, I think they are. Why? I should be able to sub by now. Ew. Kick. What are you doing? What are you doing? I don't know why it should work. Revenue. Oh my god, because I haven't completed Stripe. Oh my god. Set up my account. Set it up. See if I can do it while I'm live. Do it live. We'll do it live. We send a verification number to your phone. Okay. Oh, so you did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Are you who you say you are? I am who I say I am. That is my business, D20 Woodworking Enterprises. Please complete all the above sections. All the sections are complete. Oh wait, update. You can't see my screen, right? Hold on, chat. Debbie, give me a second, chat. Give me a second. Give me a second. Thanks for submitting. Okay, now you can subscribe. Oh god, so much failure. So much failure. Okay, cool. All right, so now you can subscribe on Kick, and I actually make some revenue off of it, so that's really cool. Okay, so the modularity and variability of Civil War is crazy. Pretty hyped for it. Glad the PvP is an extra mode. I am excited if PvP is an extra mode. I'm support on Kick somehow for you, Broski. Do I appreciate it? Also, maybe the minority, but I also like the heroes coming with it. But I like it when they do hero packs for heroes I know very little about. See, I know what's your that's your password. My password's 1234556. I'm one of those people that like doesn't care about the main heroes. Like I know a lot of people like want to be Spider-Man, right? And I mean I do enjoy that, but for me it's more so just like I just want cool mechanics, right? Like I knew little to nothing about Domino, and she's one of my favorites. Hype for this expansion, but not so much PvP. I think Hulkling will be interesting. Team Cap just followed. Hey Knack, I appreciate that. I have to set up those alerts on Twitch. Or Kick. I thought they were, but maybe they're not. Tigra is going to be an aggression. She's going to be a minion killer. That's what this game is lacking. Minion killers. I mean, when you have the best one, everything comes second to it. Saw OG Captain America packs go for $100 this past week. Parasites. You know what? You know what? All right. You want the first hot take of D20 tonight? Do you want the first hot take? Gap. What'd you subscribe on? Ah, on Kick. Dude, I appreciate that, dude. Oh, so that alert works. Oh, Knackman followed this. So the alerts do work. Cap, I appreciate you for being a sub over on Kick, dude. Thank you. Thank you. Gives me a lot of revenue. Okay, so first hot take. First super hot take. I don't blame people for selling Captain America for $100. I don't. Because that market shouldn't exist because Fantasy Flight Games shouldn't allow it to exist. The only reason those people can sell Captain America for $100 is because they won't print more of it. It's as simple as that. To me, the full blame goes to Fantasy Flight Games. People are going to do what they're going to do, and they're going to try to make money off of things. That's just what they're going to do. It's not like it was a limited run where you only had 2 minutes to buy it, right? Like where Pokemon is kind of a mess right now, right? Pokemon is constantly freaking out. It's just like, you know, you only get like 10 boxes a store and people are trying to buy all 10. It ain't that, right? It ain't that. So it drives me nuts. It drives me nuts. I fully blame Fantasy Flight Games for that. So anyway, it's my first hot take for tonight. Okay, so I've got no issue with the PvP mode existing. I just don't think it'll be very good, viable to enjoy. Hey Doc, how's it going? My 10-year-old, what the heck is a Hulkling? But on the other hand, I never watched any MCU Iron Man 2008 or knew what Thanos Snap was until I owned $3 worth of Champions and called it the MCU. Well, that's pretty cool though. Iron, welcome chat. Any Marvel Champions gameplay tonight? No, not tonight. You know what everybody's not talking about? The new heroes, as expected. Now, it makes you wonder if that's because they're overshadowed by Civil War or because people care more about heroes. The intro is top tier. Do I appreciate that? They're going to keep doing the Minion Slayer's permanent build for characters. They should release a player minion card that functions like player size schemes. That would be sweet. Zombie Guilty would be really sweet. In Civil War or Falcon... Now, people talked about Falcon and War Machine or Winter Soldier. I'm on Kick, don't see it. It says you got to be a Kick partner to get the sub option. Nah, I got it. I don't know how things work, but Cap was able to figure out. You might just have to refresh the screen. No Daredevil this wave. It's not gonna happen for a long time. A long time. D20 insiders say it's not gonna happen for a while. Just, you know. Knackman, dude, I appreciate that sub over on Kick. Thank you. Thank you both for the support. I really do appreciate that, so thank you. Not surprised it isn't Daredevil. Daredevil in Civil War wasn't Matt Murdock. Did you watch Night of Champions, by the way? No, I didn't. I was going to. So we were gone this weekend. We went to the aquarium. Well, we went down to Baltimore and went to the aquarium and then went to the zoo. And I was gonna watch it, but we just didn't really have time. And then the Formula One race was on, and then of course I opened up Twitter, and everything was ruined. So I was just like, what's the point? I heard that the Cena CM Punk match wasn't too bad, all things considered. This was fun. What was the best thin clear sleeves for encounter villain scenarios? A few boxes I got on eBay came with them, but I finally need to get more. Like thin ones, look at Sleeve King. Sleeve Kings is a pretty good price point, and they're 60 microns, so not like penny sleeve thin, but they're pretty thin. Researching Marvel Crisis Protocol. HeroClix pushed me down the minis rabbit hole. Warhammer, Star Wars Legion. Wallet yells at me. Wallet is not happy with you. The guy who says the thing, and then I think there's some clues that Daredevil may be coming. I'll put money on it that it's not the next wave. I'll put sub money on it. At the very least, the fact that they are playing with PvP means that they're looking at the concept for the future environment. No, I don't think they are, Addison. I think it's the opposite. I think they're closing out the current environment to never do it again. That's my bet. Actually, I have some like weird takes on it, but Night James was decent, not great though. Yeah. I don't like Sami Zayn. I can't stand the guy, and I wanted Cross to win. Spoiler, I guess. It was upsetting to see that Cross didn't win. I use Dragon Shield clear mats for villain stuff. Yeah, I use Dragon Shield for everything, but if you're looking for cheap, then it's not cheap. If you haven't already, are you going to talk about the decision of FFG to roll out D tier heroes with so many greats that fans want? Paladin, yes, we will talk about that for sure. Oh, it's on the list. We are going all in tonight on everything. All in. I haven't listened to the community of YouTubers yet because like I said, I glanced through the article and read it pretty fast. So I didn't spend a ton of time on it. And I was like, well, I didn't really have time. And then when I could look at it, it was already like a day or two later. I was like, well, why would I not just read the whole thing with chat and then we'll react live? You know what I mean? So the X-Men painted minis look gorgeous. Love it. Hulkling being a shapeshifter could lend itself to some really cool mechanics. I know nothing about Hulkling, to be honest. Just hoping for some game. I'm going to need your all's helps on that. Just hoping for some Gamma support this wave. Probably, right? This next wave is going to be interesting with so many reasons. Not looking for brownie points, but as I'm getting my cards ready to build an aggression deck, I grabbed Scarlet Witch and Valk as backup options. Sounds like brownie point talk. I didn't know what I'm talking about. I didn't read the release closely enough. Ignore me. It's all good. There's a Daredevil this way. There is a Daredevil this wave. Not now. I don't. There's no shot there's a Daredevil this wave. I know I've been wrong like a million times, but this is the time I'm right. Yeah, I think they're gonna save good heroes for the current wave when it officially starts in 2026. If you want to know hot takes about that. Sorry, hold on. I'm trying to catch up and the chat's having issues. Turns out that she sucks for solo, and now I'm wondering if that's okay. I got Valkyrie because you hyped up, and it turns out everything she sucks for everyone. Wait. Everything or everyone? Everyone thinks that she's bad because they're not good at playing with her. Are we going over the article tonight? Yeah, we are, Steven. It's going to be another poo aspect gimmick? I do agree with that. Love Sleek Kings, $3 for 110. That is quality is steel. And every Christmas they have sales. Yeah. Don't get Sleeve Kings on Amazon. They're way too expensive. Get them from their actual website. It's much cheaper. It's like significantly cheaper. Would be a good cook. Not. I didn't understand why you can't stand Sami Zayn. He was the man who put over the bloodline while they were stale. No, I disagree. He didn't put over the bloodline. He was entertaining, sure. But I don't think he put over the bloodline. That was the only time he did anything in his entire career that I thought was decent. The whole like him with Jey Uso and just like telling like Roman Reigns like he's just not feeling Usi, right? Like hilarious. It was a funny moment. It's a funny moment. He had a good run with the bloodline for like 6 months, but they were never stale. He added a bit to it, sure, but that's it. And he's been wrestling for what in the WWE 10 years ish, something like that. I don't even know how long. I think he's just incredibly overrated. Prediction for new future expansions. Oh, we'll get into that too. Cyber Jace, welcome to chat. Hulkling is not Gamma. Sad. Gingenero7. If a D tier hero has S tier mechanics, no one will care that they're a D tier. This box is all about mods and scenarios. Yeah, I think this box is going to be the first time they really don't focus on heroes. He isn't Gamma. He's a Kree Skrull alien. Weird. Unlike the pool aspect, they're already showing support for more PvP than She-Hulk Vision thing. Oh, that's funny. FFG is doing this whole current environment thing so they can justify giving us so many reprints. I don't think you're far off, to be honest. Or are you going in spoiler free? I glanced through things, Thom. Watch Valk be the most OP character in PvP. She probably will be. I think everything you think for PvE would be the opposite if it's straight up PvP. But I thought there was like a wrinkle in it. Like it's not exactly like that. What was the point for Solo to win? Or are they getting ready for Fatu to head for bigger belts? Hopefully not. That seems crazy that they would already have Fatu like push that hard. Like Jacob Fatu is so weird to me. Like, don't get me wrong. I find him like really, 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 really entertaining and fun for like a solid 5 to 10 minutes. And anything past that is boring to me. And I know that's like me and a hot take or whatever, but Maria Hill has retaliated too. Solo needed a belt. It took him too long to have one, I guess. I've never been a Solo Sikoa fan. Like I feel like they've reinvented that guy so many times and just nothing sticks. Valk is gonna be the worst. Fact check false. Oh hey, you get your badge on Kick. That's fun. That's right. It starts with Ant-Man. I'm did that alphabetically. Carizinho. Hopefully I said that right. Thank you for the follow, dude. Appreciate it. Old Bloodline versus Solo Bloodline. I hope they put the Bloodline to rest. Griffin, welcome to chat. From what I gathered, but I've skimmed through it, or the PvP stuff, it seems more like a race to beat your villain before the other team beats theirs. All right, I'll just say. Missed it. What's your thoughts so far in 2 sentences? For what? Civil War? I haven't read it. Well, I've glanced through it, but I haven't read it. Cena should walk away with the belt. So, yeah, there's 2 ways they could do the story angle with Cena, which I find kind of fascinating. One, because he said he's going to ruin wrestling. And the way to ruin it is to like walk away and like have just terrible matches. Like his matches haven't been super great, but they're what I expect. 608. Thank you for the follow, dude. I appreciate it. To me, Cena's matches have been what I could expect for them to be. So I'm not upset with him, but that's one way to do it. The other way is to have him have him lose the have him lose the belt as a heel and then turn face for like his second to last match and then win it and like retire with the belt maybe. It gets him an extra bump of the belt and it lets him, finish being face, which is what he really should be. What do you think of Cody versus Cena 2? Will Cody use the belt this time to win? No. I don't think so. Well, I don't know. I also feel like Cody's getting stale. Like I like Cody Rhodes, don't get me wrong. I'm definitely not a Cody hater. So I like him, but I feel like a lot of people are getting kind of tired with him. So I could see him turning heel. I don't remember the last time Cody's really been heel. Feels like a long time. Otherwise, it would just be the same game, yeah. They might have Cody heel turn, yeah. Cody's been refreshing since he lost the belt, yeah. I agree, Knack. I was one of those guys like never hate. So, spoiler alert about D20 that I know is like things people hate is that I don't think The Rock is that good. Like he's very, very good on the mic, but that's about it. And I don't think he's that great of a wrestler. I don't think he's that great of an entertainer, right? Like I think he's pretty good on the mic. He's probably in the top 5, right? Definitely top 10. But what he's done from like his past like thing, because he's chairman of the board, he wanted to sell more tickets and blah, 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 and that whole controversy. Like, I'm sick of him. So I just want him to be like far away because I think he's like screwed up this whole thing. And I think a part of the reason why people hated on Cody so much was because they have this idea of how Rock was. And like he was very good, but I think he was also very good because the people around him were very good on the mic and physically wrestling. I mean, he came from like the Stone Cold era, right? Like, I don't even like Stone Cold that much, but I recognize greatness. So, The Rock, I think, was a lot of hype, and he's not in it anymore, right? He doesn't like love it anymore. He's not doing it for the love of the game, right? Cena's doing it because he loves it, and like I think Cena recognizes that he's not that guy anymore, right? He can't do as much as he once could. I think The Rock thinks he could. And like The Rock's over the top selling just doesn't play like it used to. Like if you're going to be over the top, you still have to be good over the top. And I feel like Rock doesn't know how to do that. Cody hesitated to use the belt. He won't do the same thing. Yeah. No, bro, like that makes sense. Civil War, the module scenarios sound cool, but might end up being mid as they just feel samey. The heroes aren't exciting. The PvP is a waste of cards, but it's only 10 cards, so whatever. Pook, welcome to chat. We'll see. Rock being chairman just brought all his family in the business. I mean, dude, there's so much. It's so much. Last time I watched wrestling, Cody was Stardust. Hey, Emerald, welcome to chat. So it's funny to see you turn out to be one of the coolest wrestlers. Yeah. El General. No, see, I hated that. I hated that gimmick. Did not enjoy it. I was never entertained by it. I also can't stand Kevin Owens. I think Kevin Owens is the most overrated wrestler too. It's a running gun battle between him and Sami Zayn for me. KO, I feel like, plays the same exact role. He's been just the same guy since NXT. Like, he hasn't changed. And they're like, oh, now he's like heel or face or changed slightly. And it's like, it's the same guy. It's just weird. I agree, but KO versus Randy was gonna be sick. Yeah. As long as Randy carries. Has he never like Ring of Honor? I didn't watch much of Ring of Honor, to be honest. Last time I watched wrestling was Saturday morning in the 80s after cartoons ended. I love it. As a person who hasn't watched wrestling since I was a teen, Rock great in the mic and pretty good at selling at one point, but transitioned to being silly over the top. Was also the best at doing the Hollywood heel Rock during the Ruthless Aggression era. Yeah, but I feel like the whole Hollywood heel Rock was just, he was just taking it from Hulk Hogan. Like, it just felt like he was just being Hulk Hogan, like not himself. Like just a slightly more aggressive Hollywood Hogan. Local Barcade had some old episodes of Raw is War on the Bar TV, and it was showing Rock versus Kane for the title, reminding people that the Taker took Kane's mask. You're right, Rock is mad. People, I really implore people to go back and watch the Ruthless Aggression era. There was some really great times in matches. There was a lot of not great times in matches, right? Throwing this PvP and Marvel Champions on Conflicted feels like a desperate move. Nah, I don't think it's desperate. I think it's practice for Caleb, to be completely honest. We need El Generico versus El Grande Americano. Dude, El Grande Americano is the best thing that happened to wrestling for the past like 50 years. Did you see? I saw he was on Raw tonight. I won't spoil too much about it. Last time I watched wrestling, Hulk Hogan was WWF champion. Classic Hulk. Last time I watched wrestling, the Ultimate Warrior was Next Level like on drugs. And we played WWF game in the arcade with a joystick and one button. What are your top 5 wrestlers now for men? Like just for like who I enjoy or who do I think is good? Well, actually, it's probably roughly around the same. So I still think Roman Reigns is the GOAT. I still think he's phenomenal. He's good on the mic. He's good at what he does. He's entertaining, right? It's fun to watch him. So he's up there. Who else do I like a lot? I like Cody Rhodes. I think Cody Rhodes is fun to watch. I mean, I like Cena, but I recognize like he's just not who he is anymore. So it's really sad to kind of watch. I'm a big Randy Orton fan. I don't like CM Punk wrestling, but I like CM Punk on the mic. I think CM Punk is very, very good at promos. I think he's a really bad wrestler, especially after he got older. He can't hang like he used to. Dominic Mysterio, give it to me. I love Dominic Mysterio. I think he's so good as a heel and should never change. I think Jake Paul is really good as a heel. Like, he is phenomenal as a heel. Do I think he's a good guy? No, don't really care. I'm here to be entertained. Like, that's really it. So I think he's great at that. On the women's side, I'm a big Asuka fan, Liv Morgan fan, Alexa Bliss fan. So those are big ones for me. I'm trying to think of who else. I don't mind Rhea, but I'm kind of over her. I like Jade Cargill. Kind of over Bianca Belair. I like Kairi Sane. I'm happy she's back. Bayley I like. Becky Lynch I don't really care for. Lyra Valkyria I like. It's probably like my off the top of my head. I like Karrion Kross. I think he's always been decent, but not great. You know? Rock's Hollywood persona was funny though. Hogan can never be good at being funny. Hogan was funny because he wasn't trying to be funny at times. I agree. Rock was funnier for sure. 100% agrees on. But like Hogan, because he was trying to be serious, I could never take him that serious. So like it was ironically funny, I guess. He was a Ruthless Aggression, Attitude Era, and some good stuff and some bad stuff. Attitude Era is way overrated. Angus, welcome to chat. El Generico is Sami Zayn's indie gimmick. Did he bring it to the WWE though? I feel like I saw it in WWE. Not Jake Paul, but Logan Paul. Did I say Jake? I apologize. Logan Paul. Drew McIntyre. Oh, Drew's a good one. I like Drew. I did forget about Drew. The problem with Drew is like it feels like they're just like floundering in the background with him. Like they don't know what to do with him. Ric Flair days. Woo. Sad with Liv and her shoulder injury. Just gonna be missed. Yeah. People are giving Kyrie a hard time for like messing around the ring. And it's like, what else did you want her to do? She has to entertain. But yeah, this thing's about Liv. See with my Falcon Winter Soldier packs. Let's go. Ric Flair is the most overrated wrestler for me. I agree with that. Ric Flair, like peak Ric Flair was not that good. It was not that good. There were so many better options. I feel like he just like knew the business really well and like knew how to shake the right hands. You know what I mean? You had to live through his time period. What, Ric Flair's? I mean, I was watching wrestling in the 90s, so it was a little bit later, but I still didn't think it was good then. Attitude Era is overrated? It is. Dude, go back and watch some of the matches. It's really rough. I want a great WWE Championship run for Drew, and Io Sky has a shiny title run right now, but it's not her fault. I think Io is doing the best she can with it, so I don't blame her. The problem is like they want to push Rhea Ripley so bad, they just need to like knock it off. Have I missed all the hot takes? No, Marlon, you're good still. It's cost 2 wrestlers career time, and Zoe is done now. Is Zoe Stark done? Well, the thing too is like, John, I get that. Well, the problem is because she's out of practice. They shouldn't have pushed her as hard. She should be mid-card tier stuff still. But I mean, like, there's a lot of wrestlers that injure people that they keep promoting, right? Goldberg is the famous one. Seth Rollins. I'm not a big Seth Rollins fan because he used to be much more dangerous to work with. He's much better now. But he's another one. Triple H is the all-time GOAT. I'm a Shawn Michaels guy. So I respect Triple H. Don't get me wrong, but I'm a Shawn Michaels guy through and through. Too afraid to make their lose their top stars and it doesn't help them sometimes. I agree. We're jumping off cages and ladders and throwing each other on thumbtacks. Well, they stopped doing that during the PG era, and they're bringing some of it back, but not to the same scale. And honestly, if they started doing the thumbtack stuff and all that stuff, like novels would stop watching. So I think they're afraid to do it. Like I look at AEW, and if you're an AEW fan, totally chill. But like Jon Moxley does some crazy stuff, and that kid that paints half his face, I forgot his name. Like he does some stuff that's like, no, like I don't even like watching it. You know, it's just too much. But the problem is with the cages and the ladder stuff. Jeff Hardy was on so many drugs. That man would just be like, take any bump. And Shane McMahon would take any bump. And like when you look back at that stuff, like it was like a handful of people that are doing the crazy stuff. Darby Allin, thank you. Who Darby I think is just a crazy kid, but he needs to like chill on his body. I legit worry about him. But when you look back at the Attitude Era, it was like literally a handful of people, and they just don't have that type anymore. Like there are very few wrestlers now that are willing, besides honestly, Logan Paul, like that will take risks like that. Ricochet was kind of one of them, but he's just so bad in the mic. I like Ric Flair's persona. Didn't know about wrestling. He was already old by the time I started watching it in the early 2000s. Yeah. Zoe's done. She has come out and says she has to retire because of both her knees are shot. Oh, that stinks. I like Zoe Stark. Dusty Rhodes is my all-time favorite. I never really watched Dusty. Dream tag match? I don't know. I don't like tag teams as much. I find them boring. Wasn't good except for some exceptions. I'm so out of the loop with wrestling. I watched some really old WWF when I was a kid, and I have fond memories of WrestleMania 3. Was that the one when Hulk slams Andre the Giant? The Attitude Era worked because it was the culture of the time. Yeah. Chris, I 100% agree with that. Like, it was the right move for that time. The Attitude Era would not work now. It just would not. People are too soft. Kevin Owens took so many bumps. He is, for me, the Jeff Hardy of this generation. Yeah, I don't see it. I mean, like, he takes bumps and stuff, and like, it's cool when he does. I don't know. I think the part of the problem is he just doesn't look like a wrestler to me. He looks like my dad. Unathletic. Andrade was doing some crazy stuff in the Money in the Bank. Yeah, Andrade need more practice before Money in the Bank. He was making some like rookie mistakes, just like slipping and stuff like that, which is just rust, right? It's just ring rust. He was just rusty. Probably a better matches, attitude era was more entertaining, at least for my teenage stuff. Yeah, that's fair. Watch wrestling in the 70s at Country Hall. Rick was king. Four Horsemen were the lords, and the Stone Cold Rock brought them into the mainstream. Hulk body slammed Andre. Yeah, some real classic matches in WrestleMania 3. Was that? Did 3 also have Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels ladder match? Was that the first ladder match, or was that a year or two after that? Jeff Hardy's on a level on his own. Yeah, Jeff and Matt did it for the love of the game. Like, it's so rare to get people like that now. Oh yeah, Undertaker and Mankind. Mankind was just built differently. That guy wasn't happy unless he was getting thrown off a cage or through a cage. Razor Ramon was way later. When was that match then? I didn't think it was that long. Razor Ramon, Shawn Michaels ladder match, WrestleMania. Oh, WrestleMania 10. Okay. Undertaker is the all-time best character. He's fine. I was never a big Undertaker fan. WrestleMania 3 had Ricky the Steamboat Dragon versus Macho Man for the Intercontinental. I do remember that. Yeah. Okay, I remember that now. I love Macho Man. What's career would have been like if Jeff didn't dive into addiction, dude? It's still sad to watch like the matches of like Jeff Hardy versus Sting at TNA, right? When Jeff Hardy was just like high as a kite and like Sting had to like legit beat him up to stop the match. Do you watch college wrestling? I don't. No. When the bell sound hits, you all know who it is. That's true. But the same thing when you know when glass breaks, you know who it is. Jeff Hardy without drugs would not have taken those bumps. He needed a delicate balance. Taker versus Shawn, dude. So again, I'm not a big Undertaker fan. Like, I'm not against him. I shouldn't say I'm against him. Like, I'm just not the biggest fan. But him versus Shawn Michaels for the retirement match, or the the light versus dark match, whatever it was. I mean, it's got to be one of the top 5 matches of all time, right? I was like Kane more than Taker. Hell in a Cell. Most underrated, the Monster Kane. That dude was huge and red and black, and the fire was so cool. Yeah, it was cool. And now he's a mayor of a town. Hardy's ladder matches were Mankind level insane. Yeah, dude. They were nuts. Name one wrestler you could take 1v1 actual fight in a ring. Oh god, it would have to be it would have to be someone like a Ricochet. I feel like I could take. Like, he's not quite as quick as the luchadors, right? And I'm a little bit quicker, and I'm bigger than he is, so I feel like I have an advantage there. But, and like, he's just gonna spend most of the time like jumping off things. I take Shawn Michaels, dude. He would sweet chin music you right in the face and knock you out. Hornswoggle, that's a good one. I thought you meant like current day ones. I didn't realize we're talking about retired people. It's kind of my fault when it says wrestling champ. Nah, that's cool. I love talking about wrestling. Wrestling. Okay, chat. The description of this live stream is a pack of lies? Nah, man. This is how we roll. Technically, I shouldn't even start for another 10 minutes talking about Civil War, but I will soon. Now let me get it open. Gilbert. Was Sting? He was super cool. Yeah, Sting was cool. They wasted him on WCW with that whole 18-month buildup or whatever. Spike Dudley, there you go. Crow Sting was great. Yeah. Marvel Champions, yeah. People are over it. People are over it. Let's give me the D20 hot take. Marvel Champions. I'm gonna bring back the Marvel Champions get dead thing all over again. Hogan didn't want to lose clean this thing. You know what's so sad too is like, okay, Hogan obviously has his foibles outside the ring, so I'm not getting into that. I'm only focusing in ring Hogan. The guy had talent, obviously. He was entertaining. He was over pretty much all the time. And it's just sad that like he pulled the Hogan card constantly. It just like wouldn't take one. He wasn't a company guy, right? He didn't do what's right for the company. And WCW kind of made it worse, really. Eric Bischoff let him run around too much, doing whatever he wanted and changing matches and all that fun stuff. So it's really a shame because I think it's tainted his in-ring legacy because he really should be like crazier. Like he should be Mount Rushmore for sure. And like now it's like disputed. Are you gonna see the F1 movie eventually? Iron Sheik was awesome. There you go. Do you have Heat Pedal to the Metal? I do not, but I have played it a bunch. I like it. It's fun. It's a good game. All right. All right, chat. Doesn't work for me, brother. I use that quote all the time in my real life. Usually when my boss wants me to do something, she's like, that doesn't work for me, brother. And she doesn't get it because she's never watched wrestling. And I'm like, Okay, chat. Let's get on topic. Let's get on topic today. So let's break down the Civil War custom scenario expansion for Marvel Champions, the card game. I've read through this slightly. Like I read through it the first time. Well, I need that to pop over here for a second. I read through it the first time, but I haven't read it again, like super in depth. I was kind of having to do work stuff, so I really couldn't do it. But anyway, so what we're going to do for Civil War is we're going to read through it. We're going to hot take it through it. And I'm going to give my thoughts on a couple of things. One, why I think they're doing this now. Two, what this means for the future. And three, for the current environment moving forward. I don't know if we'll actually touch on all three of those things because that's kind of what I had in the top of my head. And I should have wrote it down. So if I forget, remind me. The stream might take a while. Nah, we'll read through it kind of quick. So we have time. The one thing I want to say on the onset, though, or the outset, is that personally, the Civil War box is something I've been asking for a long time. I have wanted to, I like the idea of the Civil War box. I didn't think they would do PvP, and this is something I was wrong about. Like right before this box was announced, we live streamed like the night before. I think it was the night before. And I was like, I don't think they're ever going to do PvP. And I was completely wrong. They were going to do it. Once I read through the rules of that, we'll judge it for what it is based on now. But I still like the idea of like the villains in the box would be heroes that you play against, and then you like use your heroes, right? I like that idea. Super Rider, welcome to chat. I'm excited for Civil War box. Been asked for it too, yeah. All right, so the Superhero Registration Act has been passed, and now anyone who wants to use their powers for good must be fully trained and governed by S.H.I.E.L.D. or face arrest. Boo, government. Iron Man is in full support, and Captain America is fully opposed. Ideals clash, and it's hero versus hero. Hey, really quick, chat, if you could do me a huge favor, let me know if you're on Team Cap or Team Iron Man. Just spam it. I would really appreciate that. Ideals clash, and it's hero versus hero. In this time of strife, everyone must choose a side. Team Cap. Is everyone gonna be like Team Cap, or is there gonna be other ones? Cap, boo, government, Cap. You know what's funny is they just like, they didn't even make it compelling. Team Iron Man just to be sure. Like everyone is just straight up like Team Cap. I love it. All right. Fantasy Flight Games is thrilled to announce the Civil War expansion for Marvel Champions, the card game. There are no villains this time around. Okay. So no villains in the box. Not quite how I thought that would be, but that's fine, unless we're reading this differently. Instead, this special custom scenario expansion has players facing off against heroic leaders fighting for their ideals. Iron Man and Captain Marvel lead the charge in support of the government, basically, the Superhero Registration Act, while Captain America and Spider-Woman lead the resistance that opposes it, aka the good guys. Team Iron Man had all the heroes go to the negative zone without due process. Does this open up the door to start giving us villains to play as? It could. They're all villains. Leaders equal villains. Each of these leaders comes with a fully customizable scenario with a wide range of main schemes and modular encounter sets to build your own unique Civil War experience. The box also kicks off a new bonus wave of playable heroes for the game, beginning with Hulkling and Tigra, both of whom come with fully pre-built and ready-to-play decks from the get-go. Okay. Okay. Today, we're providing a first look at the scenario content for this expansion, including what we mean when we say customizable. We're also going to look at the highly thematic, optional competitive rules that you can use for these scenarios. We'll go over the playable heroes in more detail in the near future. So without further ado, let's take a look at what makes special, what's special about Civil War. Okay. All right, so they have Marvel, Iron Man, Maria Hill versus Spider-Woman, definitely it's Team Spider-Man then, and Captain America. All right. So, a custom experience. Unlike previous big box expansions for Marvel Champions Civil War, doesn't include interconnected campaign. Okay, no campaign, which I actually think is a good thing because I'm kind of tired of the campaigns, but okay. Instead, the box comes with 4 pre-constructed scenarios ready to fight right from the get-go. So plus additional resources to let you mix and match for your own unique experience. This even includes main schemes. All right, so for example, cutoff support is a 1B. Okay, they're both 1Bs. Okay. All right, hold on. Let's just keep going instead of trying to read the card because I think it's going to be weird, right? Okay, so for example, when fighting against the registration, one's one side. No, registration. The first main scheme could be cut-offs. The first stage of the main scheme could be cut off support or shield recruits. Okay, so it could be one or the other. 7 per player, goes up by 1, starts with 0. If there's more than 1 player on your team, the stage gets hinder 2. When a player reveals a treachery, place 1 threat here. Sad. Shield recruits, basically the same exact thing, right? No, it's different. The enemy team searches the encounter deck for 1 per player minion and deals each one face down as an encounter card. Okay, cool. Depends on which side you're. Okay. While the resistance side could be wielding Rallying Call. Okay, so blue versus red. Excellent. Makes sense. If there's more than 1 player on your team, the stage gets hindered. Okay, so it's Rallying Call and Cutoff Support is exactly the same, right? No, each guard has minion. Okay, so it's a little bit different. Each minion has guard. This does not. Okay, good to know. Or going underground. The enemy leader gains steady. Okay. As the first game, the second stage can vary as well with nasty options like the negative zone prison. Hey, chat. This is as close as you're getting to Daredevil, just FYI. Okay. So reduce the target threat value of the scheme by 1 for each face down card under it. After an ally is defeated by an enemy attack, place the ally face down under this scheme. All right, it goes up by 1 to 9. Okay, cool. Hence, he can't be playable. Exactly. Neighborhood Protectors. 9 threshold. 1. The enemy team. Okay, so it looks like there's going to be 4 and 4, right? I think we can kind of guess that right now. The reason being is because if you're shuffling the 4, right, I would guess this would be the first one of 8, and then up to this 1B, and then the rest would be that. So I think it's going to be 4 and 4. Never mind. They just say it. Just read their article, D20. Okay, so there are 4 stage 1 main schemes and 4 stage 2 main schemes for each side of the conflict. And when you add the 2 heroic leaders on that side, you're looking at 32 possible combinations. Okay, yeah, that's fine. There's a lot of things. And then talking about modular sets, that's fine. All right. Maria Hill, angry. Spider-Man, cool. Still not a web warrior. Just fun fact on that. Still not a web warrior. All right, speaking of modular encounter sets, you'll find plenty of those offered in this expansion. Like the scenarios themselves, the modular sets are divided into registration and resistance. There are 8 modular sets for each side for a total of 16 sets in a box. Okay, ranging from Maria Hill. So good old Retaliate 2/4 stat line. When revealed, the enemy team searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a copy of Life Model Decoy and attaches to Maria Hill. And the Mighty Avengers Treachery. When revealed, resolve the 1 reveal ability of each minion in play. If there are none, card gains Surge. You can use whatever mod sets you want to custom scenario. The only restriction is you can't mix registration resistance and the Kai. Okay. Hold on. So the first thing is here. Huh. Okay. You may have noticed that many of the cards were so far mentioned an enemy team, enemy leader in similar terms. This language is mainly there to help facilitate the optional competitive mode. Okay. We'll go over that in a little bit. If you want to take on these scenarios with a classic cooperative or solo Marvel Champions gameplay that you know and love, sure do love it. Fear not. Every leader, main scheme, and mod set in the box is fully playable in the standard cooperative mode. You can even use the modular encounter sets from other Marvel Champions expansions with these scenarios. Okay, so it sounds like we're using our normal heroes, right? You skip Spider-Man? Oh. 224. Spider-Man attacks each character with Tangled Up attached. If no attack was made this way, the enemy team searches the encounter deck Discord pile for Tangled Up. Gives it to you as a face-down encounter card. And New Avengers, bad card, 3, 1 hinder. Shuffle each minion encounter, discard it into the encounter deck. Okay. All right. So it sounds like you use your heroes, right? Every leader main scheme module set in the box is fully playable in standard card. You can even use module sets from outside there. Okay. This means if you wanted to sling the Maria Hill modular set from Civil War into the Baron Zemo. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. For example, you absolutely can. Likewise, if you want to beef up one of the leaders from Civil War in cooperative mode for something like a super strength modular set, you could do that. Okay. Yes, your normal heroes with leaders on your side and leaders out in the villain side. No, there are 4 scenarios. Like I said, leaders equal villains. But you have some on your side, right? Oh, wait, do you? Okay, so now that you know the basic premise of how the expansion scenario work, bro, I know nothing right now. Let's talk about these scenarios themselves. Okay, maybe this will answer my question. On the side of registration, we have Iron Man and Captain Marvel as leaders. Okay. So it sounds like we only have those 2 leaders. That's it, right? We refer to them as leaders here because, well, they're not really villains. That and the fact that you can team up with that. Okay. And the fact that you can team up with them during the competitive mode. More on that later on. Okay. That's for the competitive. You can do it. We'll see what that is. That said, you treat these leaders as villains for any game effect that refers to the villain, and they certainly hit as hard as villains have in the past. Similar to this form, Iron Man. So 1/1/12 per player stat line. Iron Man gets +1 scheme for each tech attachment attached to him, up to +3. The enemy searches the encounter deck for an Iron Man attachment, and your team reveals it. Powers himself up. This means his power gauntlets at +1 attack, gives him ranged. Okay. And rocket boots. Again, +1 attack. Man, these boots and gauntlets are much better than the ones that we do. All right. Can increase his attack and scheme simultaneously, while the helmet gives him a tough status and makes him stalwart. And his armor, when Iron Man would take any amount of damage, place it here, and then if it's a 5, you discard that. Okay, we've seen that before. Boost his durability and make it hard to stop him. And even when these attachments can be problematic for you when you combine them with Supersonic Punch. Sonic Punch. Alter Ego, he schemes. Tech, he will also confuse you. And then he attacks. Okay, that's fine. Okay, as a core member of the Avengers and the de facto leader of the registration faction, Iron Man comes with quite a few fellow Avengers in his pre-constructed scenario. Avenger minions like Yellow Jacket, 2/1/4 toughness, give the enemy a tough enemy leader a tough status card, and Doc Samson, 2/2/4 guard. You are confused. If you're already confused, place 2 threat enemy scheme. And Hellcat, 1/2/3 quick strike. You are stunned. If you're already stunned, take 2 indirect damage. All come in with potent when reveal effects if they're bad enough on their own, but these effects can trigger again with Mighty Avengers, which we saw before. You do the one reveal effects. Okay. You'll have your hands full just trying to stay afloat against Earth's mightiest heroes. Side scheme, 3 threat, extra boost icon. Each Avenger minion gains the pretty keyword of each other Avenger minion. Okay. Even though they say they ain't villains, yeah, right? They also, it's got a bunch of stuff. Okay. Also on the registration side is Captain Marvel. 1 to 14. Set up the enemy finds, or the enemy team finds energy channel and attaches it to Captain Marvel. After Captain Marvel attacks and defeats a character, place one energy channel on. Okay. A proper powerhouse is a leader that packs a real wallop. Her signature move, energy channel. After a leader, hero, or ally attacks Captain Marvel, place one energy channel here. Then if there's at least 4 here, remove all of them, and she attacks the character. That attack gains overkill. Thank God it's not plus 10. Okay, this will get nasty when she has an attack boost for something like Cosmic Flight, plus 1 attack. When she would take more than 3 damage from attack, reduce the amount to 3. Then you you got to hit her big. Gains even more from Photonic Blast, Treachery. All right, Alter Ego, discard an ally support you control. Ooh, that's a rough Alter Ego one. Hero side, Captain Marvel attacks you. I like that. That's different. I feel like we haven't really gotten to do something like that before, so that's kind of cool. That's different. What's tricky is the fact that energy channel gets an energy counter every time someone attacks Captain Marvel. Just don't attack her. Deal damage, but don't attack her. But you have to attack her if you want to win the scenario. No, you don't. No, you don't, FFG. Unless you're going to change the rules on attack and dealing damage. Even if you minimize the amount of attacks you make, she can still net herself an extra attack through Crisis Indication. Place one energy counter on the energy channel. Place 2 threat on each scheme. Okay. Photonic Blast. Yeah, we did that. Energy Absorption is... It also makes me sad they're using the same art again. Place one energy counter on energy channel. Heal 1 damage for each counter on there. Okay, you're going to have strategic and be careful you take Captain Marvel down. Right, so it says... Yeah, just don't attack her. Just deal damage. Problem solved. Okay, Cape Killer, martial law. As for a pre-constructed scenario, Captain Marvel flies in with the full support of S.H.I.E.L.D. behind her. First is the elite unit Cape Killer, 1/2/4 stat line with quick strike. Attacks an identity with unregistered trait. It gets +2 for the attack. Who specialize in hunting down unregistered supers. Okay, so it's obligation. Your identity gains the unregistered trait. Alter Ego action. Discard an identity specific card from your hand. Okay, and you get extra acceleration icon. And bringing them in. So Maria Hill destroys Captain Marvel, basically. Classic. Captain Marvel is all powerful unless it comes to a ship. And she doesn't know how to work with it. Exhaust each unregistered identity, otherwise the enemy team searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a copy of it and deals it to you as a face-down encounter card. Hold on. It won't go to your allies though, it seems like, right? Who are fully prepared to overwhelm you with a rapid response. Reveal discard cards in the encounter deck until you discard a minion. If your alter ego, place threat in the main scheme equal to its minion. Hero form, deal damage to hero equal to that minion's attack. Okay. With both the Avengers and S.H.I.E.L.D. stacked against them, those fighting on the side of resistance are bound to have a difficult time. She has like 10 energy counters, and when we get energy absorption, most likely all the HP back, so you have to both... So yeah, Maria Hill, yeah. Okay, so still as difficult as it may be, the resistance fighters are no pushovers themselves, especially with Captain America leading the front. So his stat line is a 1/2/14. Okay. The enemy team finds Cap's shield and attaches the Cap. After Cap's shield is attached to Captain America, give him a tough status. Okay. So with his iconic shield, which gives him retaliate and attacks against them lose piercing. Oh, that's fun. After a hero, Captain America leader uses their attack to attack and damage an attack character, attach Cap's shield to the attacker. Okay. Cap is notoriously tough to put down, emphasized by the steady stream of tough status cards the shield can give him. Hero or the Captain America leader uses their attack. Huh. Even though you can pull the shield card from his grasp with cards like Shield Block, if Cap's shield is attached to Captain America, give him a tough status and a face down boost card. Otherwise, attach Cap's shield to him and give him a face down boost card. And Shield Toss, Cap schemes, or if Cap's shield is attached to Captain America, deal 2 damage to each character you control. Ugh. Otherwise, attach him to the shield. Can you just make sure a temporary setback, getting additional kickers is if he already has a shield. And while you're busy trying to get damage through to him, he'll be winding up for a heroic strike. So discard an ally support or an ally upgrade, sorry. And Captain America attacks you. If this attack deals damage, stun that character. Okay. Or a super soldier serum to enhance his punch all day long. +2 attack. When Captain America attacks, this attack gains overkill. At the end of the attack phase, discard this card. Okay, that's a lot. They were using art because they want to feel like you're fighting the actual heroes, and yeah, to save money. But doesn't necessarily mind the reused art. Yeah. Cap looks brutal. Cap looks rough. He looks much stronger. Okay. Spider-Woman. So when Captain America leads the charge in the overt resistance, Spider-Woman poses a significant threat. So 1, 2, 13, the enemy team finds finesse and attaches it. So they all get attachments, which is interesting. When she attacks, she gets +1 attack for each skill counter on finesse for this attack. Remove each skill counter. Okay. Each time a treachery is revealed, she gets a skill counter on finesse. So max 3 skill counters. When a treachery is revealed, place 1 here. Okay. As you might expect, she has some nasty treacheries to go with it. Pheromones, game over. You are stunned and confused, place 1 counter on finesse. Or inconspicuous. You can either discard the highest cost card you control or she schemes. Jeez. Between losing asset and the scheme, you might think you can handle the odd scheming here and there, but you may think differently when contaminate immunity. +1 scheme. When Spider-Woman would be stunned or confused, discard this card instead. Give her a tough status card. That's a good card. That's interesting. Is active, boosting her scheme, preventing her from being confused. Finally, if you let her build up too many skill counters, then you'll have a tough time dealing any real month's damage thanks to self-propelled glide. Okay, 3 threat, boost icon. When Spider-Woman would take damage from an attack, reduce the amount she takes by 1 for each skill counter on finesse. Bro, that's rough. Dude, she's rough. She is a former Spider-Shield after all, and she's quite skilled at navigating dangerous situations. So it's looking like also... Oh, no, they do have a 1. So we don't know if there's a 2, right? I mean, we assume there's probably a 2. Well, okay, huh. So Captain America's 137. I wonder what they have in there. Oh, probably one's the attachment, right? Hold on, wait. What's the shield? No, shield is 514, 914, 1014, 1214, 714. So it's probably 1, 2, 3 is the Captain America stages, but I wonder what 4 is on each of them. I feel like we're missing that. Actually, no one doesn't surely get 1 through 3. Yeah. Probably a third after for expert mode. You missed Cap's minions. Oh, these guys, yeah. Okay, we'll get to them in a second. Their side scheme? I don't think they have a side scheme though. Oh, wait. Was that what we went over in the very beginning? No, their side scheme should be this, right? The registration main scheme and the other main scheme. The resistance main scheme. I don't think they... Well, maybe they do have one. We just don't know it. All right. What did I miss? Missed something. All right, Falcon. Joining Captain America's side in the Resistance are his fellow Avengers, including Falcon. 2/2/3, teamwork. Oh, teamwork. Give this card to an enemy leader as a face-down boost card when defeated. That stings. You are confused. Ugh. And Black Panthers, 2/2/4, teamwork. Give this card to enemy leader's face-down boost card. Man, that's rough too. Like Cap himself, these Freedom Fighters don't know when to quit. Freedom Fighters resolve the boost ability on each minion in play. If no boost abilities resolve this way, card gains Surge. And New Avengers. Okay, we saw that. Okay. The 2-player soon, yeah. Maybe they have obligations. Oh, maybe that'd be interesting. All right, so rounding out the Resistance in the Spider-Man's pre-constructed scenario, we have her fellow wall crawler Spider-Man, who we mentioned earlier. This wise-cracking Avenger can be quite the nuisance for those fighting for registration, especially with the ability to leave people tangled up. Attached to your leader, otherwise attached to your hero. Okay. When attached character would scheme, thwart, or attack, discard this instead. That stings. Okay. Also teaming up is Luke Cage, a 1/2/4. When revealed, stun your leader, otherwise you are stunned. And 2 members of the Defenders. Hey, Daredevil again. 3 on the side scheme. Because Defenders hinder 1. Each minion gains guard. Boost icon. Okay. It's clear that while the registration fighters have far more resources at disposal, the resistance more than makes up with it grit and sheer determination. Okay. Okay. The next one's hero versus hero. Oh, wait. Is this 2-player? Yeah, so this gets in the PvP mode, right? Okay. Okay. So they're calling it different things, but basically there's 4 villains in the box, right? Like let's just be for real for a second. Essentially, there's 4 villains in the box. There's Captain Marvel, Iron Man, Captain America, Spider-Woman. That's it, right? So there's 4 villains. That's what it really is. They can keep calling it leaders and all this other stuff, but that's what we're looking at. So theoretically, we're getting one less villain for the box. Just to point that out, right? We're getting one fewer. Okay, that's fine. It's not okay. It's not quite what I wanted to see for Civil War. Like I really wanted to like pull my cards out of the box and do something like interesting to it. So I'm a little sad about that, but I'm happy I'm fighting Captain America. I'm happy I'm able to fight Iron Man. Captain Marvel and Spider-Woman, okay, that's fine. That's fine. I'm not upset about that. Or I'm not like overjoyed by that, but I'm not upset by it. That's fine. I'm happy we get to fight them. I wish there would have been more options with things, and I wish there was like maybe there is a 5th one where you do just pull it out. I don't know. Maybe they surprise us, right? Who knows? I could see that. So I'm not like overly like it's fine. Like it's fine. I don't make it seem like it's bad or it's overly good. It's fine. The mod set thing is the most interesting thing. I think the most interesting thing is that now being able to throw in like Spider-Man into like Crossbones or whatever, right? Like I think that's really cool and how it's going to work. They all seem pretty tough, and most of the mechanics we've seen before, but like the one that does the alter ego. Oh, let me find it really fast. I think that was the most interesting one. Instead of just being alter ego scheming, when instead now it does the discard an ally or support, or the other one was discard an ally or upgrade. I actually like that more than the card scheming, like as a solo player, right? So Photonic Blast is a treachery for Captain Marvel that states when revealed an alter ego, discard an ally or support you control. And then hero side, they attack you. So normally, right, the villain would just scheme, and like that stings for like solo players. But this way, I think is actually balanced better for solo. So that would be pretty cool. That'd be pretty fun. Hopefully the customizable abilities make up for the 5th hero. Again, does it say it's only 4? Like it would be really funny if they just snuck that in. Each of these leaders come. Captain America. Okay. I mean, I might have read through it, but I don't see. It just says the box comes with. So all it says the box comes with 4 pre-constructed scenarios ready to go. And there are 4 stage 1 main schemes and 4 stage 2. Each leader comes with 4 of these cards. Oh, this is later on. We haven't read that yet. So it doesn't say that there are 4 scenarios. Well, actually, the last one might say that. The box brings 4 customizable scenarios. Maybe the last one that are considered not customizable. I don't know. I'm holding out hope, chat. Just let me hold out hope. Spider-Man or Green Goblin, 100%. Don't you use your heroes for this mode? Yes, you will. You will use your heroes. I'm putting in Spider-Man when I fight Goblin. I want Green Goblin hero pack to go against Spider-Man. Exactly. Villain hero packs next. Yeah. They say only 2 additional heroes this wave. It's absolutely 4. Look at the box art. Yeah, because the last one's whoever you want it to be. That's the secret. That's the secret. Just let a man dream. Let a D20 dream. They said 2 heroic leaders on each side. Yes, exactly. Because the last one is customizable. No hope, I'll crush your dreams. No, so okay. As far as just what this is right now, this is what I wanted. Right, I'm gonna be for real for a second. Would I have tweaked it a little bit differently? So Captain Marvel, like there would have been more villain scenarios of like different heroes. Yes, but as far as what I want, this is it. Right, this is 100% what I want. The theme is there. Everything about it's there. The modular sets. It'll be interesting to see how many modular sets actually get shuffled in. We haven't read that, right? I don't think it said that anywhere, unless I completely missed it. So it'll be interesting to see how many mod sets you put in. Wait, did they say it? I feel like we did read that. Because it talked about how many different combinations there were. Okay, here we go. There are four main skins. Oh, no, it doesn't say that. It just says that we're not even talking about modular and counter sets. So it'll be interesting to see how many mod sets we actually put in, right? 8 on each side. Yeah. So how many of those 8 get put in? Is it maybe 4 and 4, which would be pretty wild and a lot. Now you may officially be able to kill Doctor Strange in the future. God willing. For adding this box instead of us being able to fight any hero we own. Wait, Knack, why don't you think you'll be able to fight? Oh, fight any hero? Like you can't fight against your own cards. Yeah, that's. I would have liked if they had the 5th scenario. Let's just say that I can. My cards are usually back there. That any hero I have, I can put on the table and fight against. I have faith that Caleb Grace can pull that off. That's what I want more than anything else. So yeah, that's the only thing. Like I think that's missing. But if that ends up happening, cool, right? If that's the 5th scenario or something they play with down the road, that's fine. But beside that, what I see here is 100% what I wanted with Civil War. Right? This is 100% what I want. They're changing some things up. They're making it interesting. They're giving me what I want, and I can't complain because it's exactly what I wanted. They haven't revealed the setup side of the scheme, so we don't know how many. Yeah, okay. Good. Vision and She-Hulk can be released later as did they say it later on? I just want it to be you and another person or up to 3 other people using decks to fight each other. Maybe one main scheme and have a monster that makes things PvP. They were saying the pre-construction scenarios, they each have 2 mods. 2, 4. And then that leaves 4 more on each side over. They usually withhold the 5th scenarios in the articles. They 100% do. Saying there's a chance. I'm saying there's a chance. You can always complain. But this is Caleb's goodbye? Yes. If they should let Caleb go all out. Seems to shake things up. Seems like a good idea. Yep. This kind of seems like we're doing the same thing that we usually do in Marvel Champions. Not even really going after the other heroes, right? Well, the other heroes... Well, we haven't gotten to the PvP section yet, I guess. But essentially the villains are the heroes, right? They're rewording it differently. But it's not... We haven't gotten to the PvP side. The releasing snare pack. Okay, cool. I want now an X-Men versus Avenger. All right. So yeah, as far as what I want to talk about later. Oh, okay. No, it's all good. I just want to make sure I didn't miss or confuse anything. So again, that's what I want. They did what I want. We'll see how it actually balances out. I'm happy with some of the new ways the cards are interacting. I'm excited to try it. I'm excited for the mod sets. I'm excited to throw villains in with the heroes. I'm excited for the customizable the game how I want. Cool. I feel like they made Maria Hill have whatchamacallit? Oh my god, I'm drawing a blank. I know you wrote it. Retaliate. Jeez. To retaliate just for you? They probably did. Caleb watches the stream. Okay. So really quick before you dive into the PvP thing, I will say that I have very little interest in playing this game PvP. It does not interest me. But I have always said on this channel, and I will say until the day that this game dies or I quit, whichever comes first, that I will always be happy when they try new things. I rather them try new things then never try anything new. There are so many times Tony has done things that I haven't liked, or Boggs has done things, or Caleb's done things, but I've always said that I'm happy that they try it because I'd rather them try it than not try it. I think that's more important for the longevity of the game and to make it more appealing to people that may not already be within it. Right? So I will say that I don't think this is going to be for me, but I don't think I'm the target market for it, right? All right, hero versus hero. We've alluded to it a few times at this point, so now let's get talking about the exciting new optional mode introduced in Civil War, competitive mode. All right, so registration, player 2, player 1, enemy leader, main scheme. Wait, let me read this way. Hold on. Enhance, Jarvis. I can't read if this is like, you know how you talk about Iron Man's 1, 2, 3, and then 5th is his attachment. Is this his number 4? It's a permanent card. Or is that just a PvP card they're coming in? All right. Sorry. I'm getting like way ahead of myself. Getting too aggressive with it, chat. All right. So this mode can either be played 1 versus 1 or 2 versus 2. Oh, chat. We're going to play it like chess. That's what we're going to do in a future stream. I'm going to play myself, and then I'm going to let Twitch gamble not real money. All right, with players splitting up between team registration and team resistance, each team chooses a leader to represent them, building that leader's hero scenario with whatever main schemes and modular counts they want, so long as the modular sets match that leader's team, registration, or resistance. So you have to use modular sets within that box. Okay. Instead of using standard encounter set, you'll use the new standard PvP set. Oh, that's probably what that is. Okay. This is probably the PvP set. Yeah. Okay, standard PvP. Never mind. False alarm chat. Each team chooses a leader to represent them, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Once a team has built their scenario, they swap scenarios with each other. This means the resistance players will face off against the registration team's custom scenario. Wait. So I build my scenario and I give it to the other person? Okay. It's fine. There are two. Wait. Let me look at their thing. So their resistance. Oh, and the enemy leader stays in their side. I get what they're saying. Okay. I got it there. You build the encounter deck for your opponent. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. There are 2 copies of standard PvP or including Civil War, 1 for each team. These function similarly to regular standard sets as they provide the opportunity to interact with the opposing team as you race to take down the leader before they take down yours. Okay. For example, Righteous Cause, righteous dude, treachery when revealed the enemy leader schemes. If there is more than 1 player on your team, give the enemy leader an additional boost card for this activation. All right. Works a bit like Advance, grant the enemy leader an extra scheme. Well, whatever it takes. Okay, the enemy leader attacks your leader, an alter ego also does it. The enemy leader attacks you. Okay, interesting. Targeted strike is revealed. When revealed, the enemy team searches the top 5 cards of the encounter deck for a card, deals it to you face down. Oh, that's fun. Your opponent gets to search the top 5 cards of your encounter deck and choose what new threat they hit you with. Finally, each team begins the game with a copy of Choosing Sides. The enemy leader cannot take more than 2 damage from each attack. Okay, Maria Hill's just going to get around that still. After the last threat is removed from here, the enemy team searches the top 5 cards of the encounter deck for 1 encounter card and deals 1 and then flip this card. Okay, so if you rush to get 4 off of here, you get a face down encounter card and you flip that over. When the side scheme is complete, it flips over to now it's personal. So you become an obligation. Removes card from the game. Each player on your team chooses 2 of the leaders set aside and adds them to their hand. That's weird. Oh, because they're doing it as a bonus. Okay, allowing you to learn some special bonus cards that let you team up with your team's chosen leader. Each leader comes with 4 of these cards, and they can all swing the competition in your favor. For example, you could choose the Futurist, 2-cost event. Your Iron Man leader schemes. You do not give him an extra boost card for this activation. Scheme during the hero phase. You can draw on Captain Marvel's raw power. After you spend this resource, place 2 energy counters on Captain Marvel. Okay. As a double resource card, while also boosting your energy counters. On the resistance side, Captain America can tank a hit for your teammate. No, you move. When the enemy leader would attack you, attach Cap's shield. Okay. While Spy Woman can use her status as double agent to redistribute threat between main schemes. Place 2 threat in your leaders. Okay. Battle continues until only one team remains. A team is eliminated when their leader is defeated, when they let the enemy main scheme complete past 2B, or all their team's identities are defeated. How you fight is your team's ideals. Okay. You're getting 6 new villains in the next few months. It's pretty awesome from my point of view. Yeah. All right. So the weird thing with this is that I want to see how the turn sequence works. Because I feel like, okay, one of the bigger issues I see right away is like the choosing sides thing. Again, the enemy leader cannot take more than 2 damage from each attack. Like, I don't know how you don't have certain heroes that just deal damage, right? Like, again, Maria Hill just deals damage. Like, Maria Hill is going to be the strongest person by far, and everyone's going to be fighting to be Maria Hill. Like, I don't know why you wouldn't be. Like, it should just be you cannot take more than 2 damage or something like that, right? The fact that they limit by attack, that actually makes, like, that nerfs Hulk a ton and makes Maria Hill stronger, which is really weird. Like, a really weird way of doing things. Now, I guess that the way you get around that, right, is you thwart through this really fast because you know Hulk is really good at thwarting. So Hulk thwarts through this really, really fast. And I assume when this flips to the obligation side, you don't have to deal with that anymore, right? You don't deal with that side scheme. So then Hulk could just like do his mega smash and win, but you have to be able to remove the counters. So I feel like that's really clunky and weird. Hulk's strongest thwarter there is. Fact check true. The other thing that seems weird with this, and I want to know is it I do my entire turn sequence and then you do your entire turn sequence and back and forth? Because one of the biggest issues with PvP is the first player advantage, right? Lorcana has this problem and they never fixed it, unfortunately. Swoo did a pretty good job with it. But there is in PvP a first player advantage for sure. And if I could do my entire action set before my opponent can, there's no way I don't have a huge advantage. So I'm hoping that in the rules, like the first player can only do one action and then the second player could do all their actions. And then, first player again goes back to doing all their actions. Forget the PvP. I just want villains to be heroes. I know, right? So hopefully they've addressed that. I would assume they would. So how much health do you have, Hawkeye? Hulk smash, exactly. Game over. Done. So it'll be interesting. Like, I don't want to judge it too much because it'll be interesting to see what the balancing is. But it sounds like you just thwart heavily and then just Hulk smash. And the other side's a bit rock and roll. So yeah, it's interesting. You're really not fighting each other. So like PvP is kind of a loose term here because I'm really not fighting the other person, right? I'm fighting the other person's deck they constructed for me. So it's almost like if we played, it feels to me a lot like if I was with a friend and I said, okay, let's do Green Goblin scenario, risky business, and we'll just count the amount of turns it takes to win against the chosen scenario. And if I do it faster than you, I win. Like it just feels like that, basically. Now I get there's a little interaction that here and there. And again, in practice, we'll have to actually see what that is because maybe it's more than I think it will be based on the other cards and things like that. I don't know. But it feels like that's basically how I'm playing. And like every now and again, I can do something extra to like mess up my opponent, right? I take that type of mechanic. Okay. So as we mentioned earlier, today's preview focuses on the scenario content from Civil War. In the coming weeks, we'll also preview 2 new heroes that come in the box, Hulkling and Tigra. Everyone's favorite. Hulkling comes with a pre-built protection deck, and his playstyle revolves around his ability to shapeshift in different forms, altering his stats and abilities to suit his needs. Excuse me. On the flip side, Tigra pounces in with a pre-built aggression deck, hunting down minions from the encounter deck and getting stronger based on the number of enemies engaged with her. Both of these heroes offer their unique strengths to the team and are powerful additions to the game's roster. Look forward to learning more about them soon. That's fine. Trickster Takeover live play July 17th. Nice. As for the upcoming content, we mentioned that Civil War heralds the beginning of a bonus wave of Marvel Champions expansion. Okay. For starters, this box brings 4 customized scenarios to the table, and maybe a secret 5th one, with lots of main schemes and modular sets to provide tons of combinations. But what if we told you there's an expansion on the way that will increase that further? For the first time since the core set, the first expansion after the big box wave will actually be a scenario pack. Yay! In synthesis. Oh, so they're doing it together. That's nice. I'm happy they're not selling it individually. Wait, they're not, right? Yeah, no. The battle rages between Registered and Resistance continues with more customized scenarios, time featuring She-Hulk and Vision as leaders. We'll get these 2 scenarios in a dedicated article for their pack of their own. 2 people don't know who they are yet. And of course, the new wave means new hero packs. For this bonus wave, there are only 2 hero packs this time around. These 2 are both Avengers, and both of them will be released after Synthezoid SmackDown. We'll share more about them at a later date, so look forward to see who's joining the fight. Okay. I finally get time off this weekend to find out that to try out Falcon and Winter Soldier. This box looks pretty fun. I love the Civil War comic run and movies as well. What's up with the bonus wave? I think so. Okay, there's 2 ways to read the bonus wave thing, and this has caused some speculation in the Discord channel. If you're not part of Discord, make sure you join. So Caleb has said in the past on a live stream that this was like this wave that he's doing was kind of their equivalent of a Kickstarter stretch goal, right? That if something happened, special happened, they would be allowed to do this. And I don't know if that means Civil War, the PvP. I don't know what that means. So 2 ways of looking at it. One is that this was inserted in at a much later date, right? Like it was supposed to be Shield and then whatever the next wave is. And this was inserted between. So there's a thought that you could actually end up getting 3 announcements this year, right? You would get Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Well, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. release, this announced and release, because this is coming out soon, right? September. So this is September. Then September, October, November-ish, you come out with the scenario pack, and then end of year, you come out with the 2 heroes. Then you announce the final scenario, or the final, I'm sorry, not the final. You announce the next cycle after that. The problem is that the only problem I see with that is that I don't think they're going to announce anything else. I think, I do think the next scenario after this one is the start of the current wave. Again, I don't believe that they're going back in time. Like, I don't think Civil War is a part of the current wave. I think this is a capstone for Caleb to finish his run, quote unquote, of Marvel Champions, right? He's been the guy, and they let him kind of go nuts and do a Civil War box. And I don't think this is going to balance into this stuff in the future. Who's in the silhouettes? I can't say because I know. So I'll let you all speculate. That's a lot of stuff to buy in a year if they are doing anything more. Yeah. I do think it's strange to use bonus wave if they aren't going to do something usual later. It is weird wording. It is really weird wording, especially since very early on in Discord, the marketing person from one of the marketing people from Fantasy Flight Games confirmed they would be doing 2 things this year. So, yeah, it was just, they knew they were doing this for at least, I think, a year now, or close to a year. Hercules and Wonder Woman? Or Wonder Man, sorry. Fantastic Swan Song? Dude, that was such a mess. It's such a mess. So, you got them secret deets? You'd be shocked how much I know. Unless currently one cycle is normal. So they have said they have said, the marketing people have said that in public, so I can say it, that the last like X-Men kind of issues and whatever, they've been worked out. There's reasons why they didn't do 2 cycles. They were going back to releasing 2 a year. So it's really weird that they're wording it as a bonus cycle. The new guy, I think, is the lead designer of the new champions. Who, Tony? He's not even the new guy anymore. There's 2 newer guys. Kind of. Has Caleb say why he's leaving? Yeah, so Caleb is designing another game for Fantasy Flight Games. Who's beating John Cena? I can't tell you that. Kool-Aid Man confirmed? God, I would not be able to keep that secret. So I think the reason they're allowing Caleb to do the PvP stuff is because I personally think Caleb has said, I think on Nelson's podcast, maybe not, maybe it was a different podcast, that he is not doing a co-op LCG. Right? He's not doing that. I personally think Caleb is doing a PvP TCG, and they're letting him kind of like practice on Marvel Champions. Like not really practice, but like a little bit of a practice. And again, I think this is like a passing of the torch kind of thing. They're letting Caleb finish. I think who wrote the article about 2026 being the start of the current wave? I take them at their word for it. I can't remember if that was Boggs or somebody else that wrote that article. I feel like it was the other guy. To being late additions to their schedule. Wait, Jackson, welcome to chat. I think it's considered a bonus due to it being late additions to their schedule. So that just means that they moved something else out, though, because we knew it was going to be 2 early on. Why a TCG? They already have Star Wars, because TCG prints money. I don't think it's much of a secret, and I can't go into everything, but I think you all know or can tell the TCG market makes a lot more than LCGs. And I can tell you, most people know this by now, Star Wars Unlimited makes them a lot of money. Like a lot more than LCGs. You might even be able to say SWU makes more than Arkham and Marvel combined. You might say that. I'm not saying that, but you might say that. So why not have one of your best designers ever make a TCG? That's what I would do. Especially when Embracer spun you off with Asmodee, and all of a sudden you have a lot of debt. Like a lot of debt. I don't see people buying Star Wars Unlimited. That's weird. No, there is a lot. You can look at the sales figures. It's crazy. It's a top. I think it's in 6th or 7th place of all TCG sales. Like it's crazy. Lord of the Rings TCG, I would do backflips. It's weird. Like I don't know what they would spend their money on. Like Lord of the Rings, they have all the artwork and whatever. Honestly, Marvel, they have all the artwork and probably the rights for it. I don't think a Marvel TCG would be out of the realm of possibility. Heck, even an Arkham TCG would be interesting. I don't know if they bring in that brand new IP. That seems really expensive, but maybe they think it does well. I don't know. There's so many directions they could go with it, to be completely honest. A cryptic TCG would go hard. So as far as PvP stuff, I'm personally not like super excited for it, but I don't think I'm the target market for it. Again, I know it has been kind of like a minority group of people that have been really clamoring for it for a long time, and I'm happy it exists for them. I'm happy they're giving it a chance. Do I ever think they will do PvP again? No, I don't. Will they do kind of stuff like this where you fight other heroes in the future? Yeah, maybe. And maybe it could be kind of incorporated into PvP, but it's just not for me. Like I'll play it to try it. Like I'll definitely give it a fair shake and whatever. But to me, this is all about the regular scenarios. I'm going to play the game like regular, and it's going to be phenomenal for that. So that's mostly what I'm hyped for. They'll probably do a TCG with an IP we all know. Probably. It'd just be interesting to see if they do a new one or not. So you're saying they do all 3? I have no idea. Dragon Ball Z TCG coming back, baby. Oh, that'd be so great. Will they do more scenario packs after SmackDown for Civil War? Not for Civil War. I don't think they'll do another scenario pack. Where were you on the night of whenever you told all of FF secrets? Oh, I haven't told them all. WWE TCG, I would take that. I don't know if TCG could be good. Raw is Civil War. No, I think there's just so much speculation with it. Yeah, Novels and I probably will do the PvP. Though I'll have to help run her game, which would be a little tough, but we can figure it out. I'm sure it'll be fine. So yeah, overall thoughts to cap it all off. I'm excited for this. This right here is exactly what I wanted. I wanted to be whatever hero I want and fight like an Iron Man or a Captain Marvel or a Captain America or whatever. I'm hyped for that. I love all the mod sets. I love what they're doing with it. I like this whole, 8 scheme thing that they have going on. I think that's cool. Very, very hyped for it. Very, very excited. The heroes, I don't really care about Hulkling or what it's there on Tigra. But if they have interesting mechanics, 100% all in. I care more about mechanics than theme. So if they have that, sweet. The PvP, I'll play once or twice. Maybe we'll make it a fun thing when we play each other on stream somehow. We'll do that. I'm sure we can figure it out. I'll do that, but it's not something I'm hyped for. But I am always happy they decided to take risks. I'm happy they're taking this risk with PvP. I think it's good to push the game in different directions, to try different things. I'm for it. So overall, I have very high expectations for Caleb Grace on his final box. This better be the best thing he's ever done in his entire life. And those are my overall thoughts. All-time wrestling exists for PvP wrestling. There you go. The most customizable box yet? It's up there for sure. It seems like it'll be a popular box just because it's different. I think it will do somewhat well. I don't think it'll be X-Men popular, but I think this will sell better than Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like if you ask the average person, do you want to play Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or do you want to play the Civil War, like not campaign, but the Civil War box? I think vast majority of people will pick Civil War. That the hero redesign that they were hinting at is actually the new leaders of Civil War and not the hero packs for peeps like Cap? No, I don't think there's no consensus on that. Also, welcome check. I don't think there's any consensus on it, and I don't think that's what they mean. I'm firmly on the belief train that they will sell us a Captain America hero pack. It will just be reworked differently. That is such a moneymaker. That's such an easy moneymaker. People could sit there and say that the reason they're not printing it is because they have the sales data and doesn't really push it. I don't believe it. I'm sorry. I don't believe it. You don't have the sales data. I don't have the sales data. So we are equally wrong and equally right about our opinions. I fully believe that they want to resell as Captain America because not only does it bring in more people, but the older people who have been with the game longer will rebuy that. So people enjoy this box if they're not in the PvP. Modest, yeah, 100%. I'm not in the PvP. I have no real interest in PvP, and I will be excited for this box. Every time an ad pops up, I have to leave and come back in. It just spins and spins. Gotta join Twitch or Kick. Many of the printers can only print a certain amount of the same art, but the art is being used for Civil War at the moment, so they can't print Cap. There you go. Crisis Protocol has many Spider-Man. They will do the same thing with this game. Easy money, man. I do hope they decide to take it a slightly different route. Like, it's not just straight up Steve Rogers Captain America again, but makes me want villain heroes. I think they'll still do it at some point. Famous Daco, thank you for using your Prime sub, dude. I appreciate the support. 8 months. Dang. If they don't do a Carnage campaign box, they're definitely leaving money on the table. I think they will at some point. I think, okay, this is the last thing that I want to talk about. Not the last thing, but this is the last major thing I thought of that I forgot to mention. I also think okay, let's call a spade for a second. When they did the announcement for the current and legacy environment, I firmly believe, and I have no insider information on this, I firmly believe that they thought the community was just going to kind of roll with it. And they were going to go, no, this is fine and this is good, right? Everything's fine. And so that's why they let the studio head just kind of make the announcement and just kind of like throw it in there. Because they were just like, oh, it's going to be fine. The community is going to be fine with this because the TCG community is fine with this. And they just thought the LCG community is so chilled, they'll just be fine with it. And the amount of blowback they got, even from that live stream, I don't think they were expecting. Like, even when you rewatch it, like, they were kind of like all a little bit taken back. Like, you see Caleb just like reading the screen because it's obvious they have a big screen there to like show some of the stuff because like they constantly look at it. So they're obviously like reading like a part of chat or something, or reading notes at least. I think they were definitely taken back. And this is FFG just being FFG. Everything should be done through marketing. You should not have a studio head doing your marketing announcements. Like, it's not good practice. So I think they thought it was just gonna be like chill and whatnot. I am now firmly believing that, I'm not saying that they changed their plans or whatever, but I think 2026 they recognize that there are a lot of people that, if you go through Facebook and Reddit and all of them right now, a lot of people are selling their Marvel Champions collections. A lot of people see this as a really good time to leave. This is how I felt about Arkham Horror. I didn't buy the next campaign of Arkham Horror because it's like, well, with the new current thing, like, this seems like an ending point, so I'll just stop. So two things happen. One, people naturally stop, or two, people go, well, if I'm going to sell my collection, like, now's the time, because there's full FOMO time, right? There's full FOMO time right now. So I'm going to sell my collection. So you're seeing a ton of sale collections. I know they watch Reddit. I know they watch Discord, and I know they watch Facebook. So they see all this happening. They need Marvel Champions to come out swinging pretty darn good for the next couple sets, right? They really do. So Daredevil, I don't think is going to be the next set. Like, just FYI, I just don't think that's how they're going to start 2026. I think it will be a good set, though, that they start with, an aggressive one. But I do think they need to quickly keep following up with good ones. The only issue with that is that you don't want to go too hard too fast, right? Because if you go too crazy and do, like, let's just say hypothetically, Fantastic Four, Daredevil, Kool-Aid Man, right? You get your best three, your big three out of the way right in the beginning. Well, then what are you left with after that? Right? There's got to be more down the line. And I think that's why they are going to reprint Captain America, Spider-Man, well, maybe not Spider-Man, Captain America, Doctor Strange, all of them, because it's going to slow it down while having us that already own them rebuy them and hopefully get new people in. That's my thought process behind all that. Okay, good. I wouldn't mind playing PvP, but I guess oddly you don't like competitive games. Nah, yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Carnage would be awesome, yeah. This feels like what they did when with Lord of the Ring competitive scenarios, but at least this is a bit more usable than for PvE. Yeah, agreed. Also, Enchanter, welcome to chat. They all became super nervous in behavior. Dude, I encourage everyone to rewatch that stream. I definitely think they were caught off guard. Either the studio head wasn't supposed to bring it up because it was very just like casually brought up, or they just did not expect a reaction. I'm going to guess that they were like, no, just talk about it a little bit, like tease it. And then they realized the backlash in the chat happens pretty darn fast. They usually hide their chat, so you can't always see it, but if you were there. I was able to find Sinister Motives from Comic Store Book in Sweden for retail plus shipping, for a friend of mine who just got to think, dude, that's awesome. It's really awesome. Midnight Suns, that's another good line. You can almost do it solo because as villains, like, it just seems a little odd, yeah. When was that stream? Hold on, let me I'll find it. Well, I'll try to find it. Civil War seems cool, but the included characters are really strange. But I think they're holding out on A tier, S tier heroes for a while for the next wave. Here it is, Fireside Chat.
Meet the demand that was out there.
Main screen. This is it. I don't know where the thing is. I gotta find it. Oh no, Caleb's not there. It's this guy, the Arkham guy. I got him confused. My bad.
Basically, either under a new title or under the same title with.
Yeah, it started to crystallize across the studio of ways that can benefit not just, you know, the players and the stores.
Wait, can you see the chat replay? No, it's not loading. Can I ask it? Summarize this video. Or Avengers characters we don't have yet. Alright, Jones, the investigative box slightly delayed. Do the port delays. Okay. All right, it's around here.
Where we want to start with LCGs and kind of talk about is, you know, what is the little
Oh
bit
wait, current legs.
One of the things that we have to grapple with
Look at his
is
face.
that over time,
Hold on,
of printing, and so
hold on. This is around it.
be
You
out
can't
of
hear it.
print, right? We have, you know, we've been doing a very
Hold on.
right? But that, of course, it invalidates everything that you had. We didn't want to do that, right? These are great games with great mechanics and tons of design space that we can continue to explore. And so that didn't make sense to restart a new edition, even though that's something we may have done in the past, right? We've done that with an LCG before, with the Game of Thrones one. And
I
so
downvoted it.
that was, we wanted to make sure that what we were doing was something that players could, you know, all the stuff you have, continue to play with it. New players, they don't have to worry so much about finding out all the old stuff.
Oh, this is
And
before
it
it.
started to, what we
Hold on, we
want to
gotta go
start with
further back.
LCGs and kind of talk about is, you know, what is a little bit of the history of LCGs, what was important
Okay,
about
so you
how
can see
the
like
LCG
Xander's
model
gonna
works,
stare at
things
the
like
screen
that.
now and again.
So take back to, you know, go back to circa, you know, back the Wayback Machine to late 2000s. And we have an environment in which there's a lot of trading card games and the blind buy model and all of those things. And so the LCG model was really created in-house to talk about, to address specifically the idea of, you know, the blind buy purchase model and how can we create a consistent experience for players.
Go
and
for a road
fans,
trip, yeah.
that isn't necessarily about pay to win or buying in the most, you know, finding all the ways in which a TCG product model works. And the first, you know, LCG brought in that concept very well, right? It was this idea of we're going to release regular content, but it's all
Yes,
going to be
everyone's happy.
fixed
Everyone's
content
excited.
so that nobody feels like they're missing out. And that was, I think, still and will always be at the heart of what makes an LCG, right? That's some of the most important.
just
things
all
that we
chilling.
have. It also it alleviates a lot of the.
He's just like,
the,
okay,
you know,
looking at it, it's fine. Because obviously
some of
chat's up.
the stress of how do you get involved with, you know, it's supposed to be in a more accessible model, right? You feel like you can just go in, pick up a pack off of the shelf, pick up a, you know, back those days, a deluxe box off the shelf and get going, right? And all of that stuff was great,
Muppets
and I think
TCG.
that the model itself proves out that like there's plenty of fans who are interested in that, players who want to go down that route.
Everyone's happy.
But it didn't come without its own set of additional types of problems, right? As the game
More accessible by
you know,
everything being available,
became
exactly.
very big and unwieldy, right? We started like we can go into recent Arkham history, right, where we had it used to be Mythos packs at $15 a pop, and you could. But then it was here's a deluxe box and 6 packs to tell your story, and we realized in the discussions of like, wow, what happens when a store has
Game news is cheaper,
you
yeah.
know, the deluxe box, pack 1 and 2, pack 6, but nothing in between, right? It stops them from being able to actually, you know, it stops players from being able to continue their story. It kind of breaks the play experience. And so we tried to address some of that with the way we repackaged all of the content, kind of brought them into these bigger
Yes,
experiences.
and everyone loved it.
That's really kind of a Band-Aid fix because long term, as we just continue to release products over and over and over, it means that we end up with a, you know, for stores, it's very difficult to stock everything.
And again, I have to point out, Ashes Reborn has fixed this problem. The Ashes Reborn has been out for twice as long as Marvel Champions, and they fixed this problem. What happened to that guy talking? The studio head, they don't let him talk anymore.
There's still a lot of, you know, and the bigger that catalog becomes, the more space they have to dedicate it to if they're going to run the line. And from the player side of things,
Great, they're doing Arkham boxes
imagine
for Marvel?
walking
Yeah,
in as a
exactly.
brand new player now into Arkham Horror Marvel Champions and seeing just a wall.
And again, I really kind of hate this idea that like, you know, people just walk into a store and just see a wall and they become overwhelmed. Like, yeah, I'm sure that exists to some people. But you know why you support your content creators? You know why you have websites? You know why you have store owners where you teach them about product? You know why you have different informational pieces everywhere? Like, people will just see a wall of product and go, huh, I wonder where I start. Cool. And they'll figure it out. Like, people are not that dumb. People are kind of smart.
Of content and products that you can buy. Where
Yeah,
do you
LFIR
start?
stuff, yeah.
How do you know what to do, right? You can go to communities, and y'all have been doing a great job of making sure that, you know, we're guiding our new players through these experiences. But what happens when they don't know those communities exist yet?
Then you help them. You help them find it. Oh my God, I'm going to get angry again.
How do we help new players come on board with the game? And as we looked at the history of living card games, we realized this has actually been a problem since day
Falls in
one.
the store, yeah.
And something that we've never really been able to truly figure out how to solve.
And that's FFG sales reps have to do a better job than teaching the store if the store doesn't know. Like, I don't even put all the blame on the store. If the store doesn't know, it's because the FFG sales reps have done a poor job.
It's always been the problem that as a game continues to be successful, as these two games certainly have, we continue to see it be more and more difficult to draw in new players. And realistically, if someone were to try to come into either of these games right now and be like, I'm going to go and buy everything, the amount of money you're investing in that kind of breaks the accessibility part of our promise for LCGs, right?
That's also a ridiculous statement because you have to know. They know with their organized play stuff. They know what it ends up going for on eBay, which is not accessible. So this is a lie. This is a marketing lie. I'm sorry.
And so we have had to kind of come back around for what is.
You want something,
how
just pick it
can
up
we
in here,
address
you'll be
some
good,
of these
yeah.
issues, right? And I think that there's things that come around from the product side. I think there's also some things that.
No, having the product not in print damages the accessibility 100%. The thing is that when Marvel is a very large IP, casual people are looking for heroes they know, in my opinion. So you can see a cat pack and you'd be curious to know more if you were a fan. Yeah. I think very few people are picking, I mean, I love Valkyrie, but very few people are probably picking up the Valkyrie hero pack and going, yeah, okay, I'll get into this game now.
That enter into this space from the design side. I think there's a lot of these things where as we started to really dive in as a studio about how can we think.
I hate that statement. If someone has the funds to buy everything, fine. But if you don't have the product always there, then you can't buy your leisure 100%. And they make the argument later that you shouldn't buy everything, which is a crazy argument. Sunsetting some printings is wild considering how big the names are. Yeah. I have everything that would be so bummed if you couldn't get Gene. Yeah. I wish I could pick up Cap and Strange and War Machine just to get the game, but yeah, you're too late. And that's terrible feeling for new players. If I end up being unable to get a wave of Marvel Chips for some reason, that's it. Game is incomplete and I'll stop collecting 100%. I'll stop. Like if I couldn't get a wave for some reason. Someone like Silk isn't as well known. Yeah, 100%.
About keeping it breezy and light for players to keep coming into the game and finding new players and bringing them on board, while also maintaining the expectations of what the LCG model promises for all of our fans who've already adopted the model and are playing these games regularly, right? And so that's really, I think, these are two of the things that we've started to look at and come together with, and ultimately it led to the decision that we need to start to retire some of our products.
This is when chat started going like nuts.
This doesn't,
like, what?
Of course, mean that we thought about, do we want to do a new edition, right?
Which is also like such a bad way to phrase that. That like they start with that, like, yes, this is how it is and all the problems with it, so we're going to start retiring things. Like that's not the best way to do it. Who is this guy again? This is the studio head. This is like the guy in charge. This is like their boss, basically. Not like high up, but he's in charge of the games, essentially. Breezy and light, like an 68-page rule book.
Of course, it invalidates everything that you had. We didn't want to do that, right? These are great games with great mechanics and tons of design space that we can continue to explore. And so that didn't make sense to restart a new edition, even though that's something we may have done.
Xander's playing with his hands a lot now.
LCG before with the Game of Thrones one. And so we wanted to make sure that what we were doing was something that players could, all the stuff you have, continue to play with it.
Nervous fidget.
New players, they don't have to worry so much about finding out all the old stuff. And it started to, as we started to talk about that idea, it started to crystallize across the studio of ways that can benefit not just the players and the stores. It also somewhat helps the design side and being able to free up some space for them as well. So I think it's probably a good time for us to, talk about what that meant on the design side for you to be able to have that new space to think about of like, oh, we're going to.
So like Xander's going to go back to it. It's kind of like reading it. Okay.
Jim, do you want to talk about what it means to retire? I don't think we really.
And that's the other thing. Like Tony is. I think Tony's a smart guy, and Tony has realized again the studio head has done a poor job because he just came out and basically we're going to retire things, and like nobody knows what that means. And this is half the problem with like the way Fantasy Flight Games does things is that they just say like the thing, right? They talked about the multiplayer thing with Loki, and they're like, oh, we're doing like this monster multiplayer or whatever they decided to call it, but they don't define what that is. So nobody knows what that thing is. And this is constantly FFG's problem. And I really do think it stems from the top down, is just like define the thing. Like define the thing. Tony's like, yeah, you need to talk to the players on their level. Yeah. Tony, again, I give him a lot of grief for a lot of things. I think Tony's a smart guy and he can read the room, generally speaking. And like, you can already tell, like, this is not going great. I have a Doctor Strange for $300. There you go. You'd be surprised how many hero packs you can trade for, on Board Game Geek, by the way. I've traded the majority of my collection of BGG. There you go. Yeah. They're trying to convince us you don't need the stuff. Yeah. It's a really weird argument they're about to make. So they aren't making money off this? No. And just read anxiously? Yeah. Yeah. Duke, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. See, this is what I love about live streaming is that you got people around who can kind of help you along with some of those things, those points. So I think that what we mean is that some of these products are
Xander reading chat now. This is like the longest he's read chat.
We've been doing a very data-based approach. This is part of, again, why we've been spending in the last couple of years actually talking about and figuring out how this works and making sure that we're making the right decisions.
Make proxy offer tire stuff.
And so we noticed that there's
they do everything just short of that.
Kind of front-loaded sales, of course, when we launch new products, right? All of you all are going out and grabbing all.
And again, they're gonna backfill this in a second because they're gonna talk about that. Oh well, you know, with the whole thing, it's actually like we're doing this for the design perspective, but they're doing all of it money perspective at first, which is like the worst way to do this. You don't talk about business side of things because nobody cares about your business. They really don't. When they spun it as a good for players, yeah, it was one of the most annoying things that they were like trying to make it seem like it was good for people in this space. 100% isn't.
All the new stuff because you're excited to play with it. And then obviously the back catalog sells over time, but it really starts to diminish the amount of.
That's with every business. All upper level people don't know how to talk, don't know how to communicate because they don't understand the game. Like I'm just gonna call it what it is. This guy, I wish I remembered his name. I feel bad now because I should probably learn. Jim, the studio head guy. Jim probably doesn't play Marvel Champions. He probably doesn't watch the live streams. He probably doesn't watch the community content people. He's not a part of it. So he wouldn't know how to talk to somebody in this community. This is why he should not be doing the thing. Epic, I'm late to say quick thoughts. Really hyped for the box. It's everything I wanted. PvP, I don't really care for.
Man, we actually see in the market. I know that's sometimes it's hard to see the difference between like, well, but
print on demand, 100%.
You really want to get that piece, that one product that's out of print. But the reality is when we actually go and find, do an analysis of what that actually looks like, we're talking about not enough to even sustain a printing. And so we have to, we've done in the past where we've said, well, let's trigger our minimum quantities that we're going to order anyway in the hopes that we, down the line, even though we know it's slower, maybe get there. And I think that hasn't proven out to be great. And I think this is a model that helps us really find where all the demand kind of up front gets met, right? I think it's important to think.
So there's so many issues with this. So many issues. The print on demand fixes it, right? You charge a higher amount. This is exactly what Ashes has done. Charge it what it is. I agree with Modest. Never talk about your customers as customers. It's an awful look. 100%. Like I value you so much, but you all don't spend enough money. So I don't value you that much. Even future players don't value that much, right? That's crazy. That's crazy. First Google result on every thinking about trying champions, buy core and then cap. Yep. So the problem with their argument too is that it only goes because they can't do this truly in depth. Okay. So here's the bigger issue with this is that they could sit there and say, yes, like a person buys a core box, but not that many people after the initial run buy Captain America. And maybe that's true, right? Maybe that's true that they don't. But how many of those people that do buy Captain America will then buy $500 more of product? Well, you probably don't have that information, right? Because they're buying it from different sources. They're getting it from different places. They're price shopping. They're doing this and that and whatever. And then become lifelong customers after the fact, right? That's really hard data to acquire. It's like really hard. And Fantasy Flight Games, maybe they do have it, but that's what you need to make the argument about that. Not that just like, well, we're not seeing enough interest from our random things. Like, I don't even know how you're gauging this. Are you gauging it from your stores and just asking? Are you gauging it from your online store? People just wish listing things? Is that what it is? Because I don't think most people think to wish list the thing. So the argument like doesn't even 100% make sense. I'm actually working for them at Gen Con. Dude, that's awesome. That's actually really cool. One of the reasons I always watch your content is because I agree with you 99% of the time. I'm very hopeful for the box. And now we were watching Legacy versus the current environment. Yeah, people had a lot of questions about this. So we're getting into it really quick.
Thing that I think we talked about in the prep for all
Does
of
it
this
financially
was-
make sense to us to spin? You aren't buying it? Yeah, it's the worst spin ever. You can wish list their stuff. They have to be getting their data from somewhere, right? So they will say that they need a certain amount to do a minimum print run. I know you can wish list it off of Asmodee's website, and I think on Amazon as well, but that might be it. Like, where are they getting the data from? Like, it's so vague.
The idea of if you're a current
Calling my
player
son
who
dependent.
goes out on day one and buys everything when it comes out, the purchasing for you is going to change not at all.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So yes. So
Yeah,
some
just,
products will
all those
retire,
new people.
will be out of print. And then part of that actually is about retirement, which actually, Tony, I want to kick back to you.
Yeah.
People
to
freaked
talk
out about the
what
out of print
does it
thing.
mean to be retired as a product, as content in the LCG space.
Sure. So one of the things that we have to grapple with is that over time, as products retire, they're not going to be available to people. And so any cards, any scenarios, any heroes, any investigators in those products will no longer be available. So what we are going to do to tackle that issue
Look at his
is
face.
we are going to establish
getting
what we're calling
concerned.
the current environment, which includes all of the current products that are being produced,
I could watch Duke all
minus
day.
anything that is out of print. So this will be the core sets for each product and the last 2 to 3 years worth of products for that game line. And then everything else and the current environment will be grouped together in what we're calling the legacy environment. So I want to emphasize up front that everything we design going forward is always going to be backward compatible. So you'll still be able to use your new stuff with your old stuff.
He knows it's not lending yet.
If you've got the cards, you can play with the cards.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
But if we
I know I'm picking on him, but I love him. I love that, like, he is just being, like, for real. Like, he looks uncomfortable. He looks uncomfortable.
have designs that rely on certain player cards from past packs that have gone out of print,
My tiny store's still
then
waiting for
we
their
need to
shipment.
bring
Yeah, that's
those back
crazy.
into print. So what we're going to be doing is doing more reprinting of select cards that we think are very
That's what everyone wants. Print me the same cards more and more. You just talked about how, like, nothing changes for you if you've been doing things this whole time, except you're going to get more reprints of the same cards. Cool.
important to the game line. There may also be
And now I own every single
opportunities
product.
for
Yeah.
us to
608, 100%. That's 100% what I'm talking about. Cap was my first pack I bought after the core, and now I own every single piece of content. How many people are now not going to be like that because you didn't trigger the minimum amount for Cap? And people are just going to be leaving hundreds of dollars and go spend it elsewhere. I'm sorry, it's just not a crazy good business decision. You can still play with your old cards just to get ahead of a few issues. Yeah. I think, again, this is Duke, right? Yeah, Duke. I think, again, Duke and Tony are true fans of their product, right? So they know how customers are going to be taking this.
let certain
Including
cards
some of the
that are
promos, yeah.
perhaps above the curve that are too powerful and become too ubiquitous in the player card pool go into retirement. So newer players don't have those cards kind of skewing their deck building, whereas players in the past can still play with those cards in whatever scenarios or decks that they like.
Yeah.
Which is a weird argument, again, because their entire 5-year stretch of their argument has been, well, just play the game however you want and whatever. Who cares if it's broken? Who cares if it's broken? Why does that matter from a design perspective when you keep telling me over and over and over, just play however you want?
We will also be
So will the expansions always be available, or are they just cutting heroes? No, like Sinister Motives you can't find anymore. It's gone. There doesn't need to be a rotation. Yeah, 100% super. Rotating things out makes me worry about balancing. Yeah. Who cares about skewing a deck in a co-op game? Exactly. Got into the game in January this year. If Cap had been available, he'd been my first hero pack after the core. Yeah. I just tailor the experience to what I want, if it's broken or not. Yeah. Like, I know for me, I talk about this, like, why would I use the strongest cards? But there are times that I get bored of hone technique builds, so I won't do it. But, like, why should future people not have access to those cards, but I get 1x1 again reprinted? Come on. Want to have a rotation like TCGs, but just couldn't pull the trigger? Yeah. I think this was their soft way of doing it. Did he really just say those sentences out loud and think it sounded good?
Opening up the opportunity for us to improve on past cards that came out just a little not good
Oh, yeah, Red
enough
Skull's
to
another box
actually see
canceled, yeah.
play. We can redo those cards basically either under a new title or under the same title with revised text.
You can do that anyway. You didn't have to wait for a current environment, Tony. Tony, again, I know you're trying to spin this because you're a company man, you're a good guy. You could do that anyway. Nobody's stopping you from redoing old aspect cards and making them slightly different. We have Nick Fury Sr. He's basically Nick Fury Jr., but probably how you should have done it in the beginning. It's no difference.
In a way that
It's
makes
different.
them more playable without feeling like we are obsoleting or power creeping past content.
James would be a nightmare, just like Arkham used to be. The solution is to adapt to the Arkham solution to minimize SKUs and keep things in print. Yeah, agreed, Lauren.
There are also opportunities on the scenario side, and I'll let Duke talk about that.
Yeah,
As he reads the chat.
definitely, if we look at it as if we're designing around a smaller set of cards or a smaller card pool, especially in something like Arkham LCG, where we really aim to give
Jay
players
Stans, thank you
sort
for
of
your
a
Twitch
nice
Prime sub, dude. I
edge,
appreciate
a
it.
razor's edge of difficulty.
Thanks for the support.
It enables us to sort of balance in a different way and to kind of create a more curated experience without
Did they play
taking into
Test Murray Hill?
account
Yeah.
every single card that's been created up to this point. It also gives
I also I understand Duke's point of view here of just like, we don't want to balance every single card. Like, I get that argument, but again, you've told us over and over and over and over, it's our game, play however you want. I don't understand why they're all of a sudden worried about balancing things. Obviously, like, the new heroes are way stronger than the old heroes. I have no idea about Arkham Horror. Maybe it's different.
gives players maybe who have joined the LCG a little bit after the core set was originally put into the world. It gives you more of an opportunity to play the game as it was when it was first released, with a smaller card pool.
And again, you could just buy the boxes in box order if they were all available, and you could play it that way. That's how I should have played Arkham. I learned that lesson. That's how I recommended in the past. Everyone played Marvel Champions. You have, I'm what, the third biggest Marvel Champions content creator out there, constantly telling people to go buy the old stuff and go through the new one so you can experience the game the way you should. Don't make the mistake that I made in Arkham Horror. I think Nelson does something similar to that in his argument. He might say buy all the stuff, but do it slowly. Who is number two? Nelson's probably number two, as far as size. Number one, I think, is what's his face? The guy who was first to market. Dale, the casual gamer. Yeah, I think Dale's still the biggest, and Nelson's right behind him.
You might not be able to trounce Night of the Zealot in the same way that you can with a larger card pool. So that's definitely a
Just got into the game a couple months ago, Jay Stans. Having this whole retirement announcement with not follow up has been frozen what to buy next. Yeah. I mean, if you're interested in the game and really love it, buy whatever you can. The X-Men stuff, Mutant Genesis, I think is on its way out. Next Evolution, Age of Apocalypse, I think you still have a little bit of time. You can wait till Black Friday, right? Get some good deals. Dale is the OG. He was first to market. That's why he's so big. Enchant. Don't have anything like that in Marvel, though. We don't have what? I don't think I'm even that interested in the new PvP mode. I really only care about the new scenarios. I really only play this game 200. Yeah. D-Dog, I'm with you. I don't really care about the PvP mode, but I think the scenarios look really good. Slow opening and playing everything? Yeah. I just want to tell them that my 10 years, I just stopped lying to me and sounding ignorant. Just tell me the truth,
a good design motivator for, or a positive that we can take.
We'll be
from
almost
as
done
well
with this
on the
chat,
design side.
so we can move on to the next thing.
There has been kind of a tendency in the past when, for these cooperative LCGs, when every product is always available, to tend toward making scenarios harder and harder and harder because they have to keep up with the player card
Yeah,
pool.
modest,
as it
that's the way to go.
develops.
Yeah.
By
Jumping into Mutant Genesis or jumping into Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I don't want to get Mutant Genesis if it's about to be retired. Well, everything will eventually be retired. Like, all things will eventually be retired. But I would get Mutant Genesis, Next Evolution, Age of Apocalypse. That system of 3 works really well together. I think you'll be good. But the way that they're doing things is that basically every 2, maybe 3 years, everything drops off and becomes retired. Right? It's really a TCG market, is what they're trying to emulate. And the Lords is so efficient that had all future cards in that sphere had to be increasing costs. Oh yeah, Steward of Gondor, yeah.
introducing
Third place
the
is
current
second loser,
environment,
basically.
which is what we're going to be primarily balancing around, we can have a more even power level on the player side so that the scenarios can remain accessible and winnable by players with card pools of all sizes. There are plenty of options in both Arkham and Marvel for increasing scenario difficulty. So even if you
Tony, yes, please increase the difficulty. Your scenarios have been way too easy. It's not a big knock on him. I just be a little more difficult. I really appreciate it, dude.
to have everything.
Love you,
Playing
brother.
With your
Be a little more
most
difficult.
overpowered Doctor Strange deck, you can still find a challenge by tweaking the difficulty in the ways that the game allows.
That is, I think, a great overview.
Almost crashed. Oh yeah, I see it skipped a bunch of frames, but it looks like it's back to normals.
And
Yeah,
so I
these
know we
back
have some
normals.
questions from the chat that I've seen already and some different pieces here, but I want to talk specifically about reprints. I know that we talked about this before.
So they're going the reprints and all that stuff. I'm not going to go into it. But again, you can see with Duke, we're just like reading it. Xander at that time, like he starts like fidgeting with his hands a lot. Like it's just like they get nervous fast. So, Pepe Le Pew. I just came from Magic the Gathering for the same reason I can never have everything, and this game gave me Magic the Gathering vibes. I can play with my wife and my child in the future. Yeah. Again, this is why I highly recommend Ashes Reborn to people, is because Ashes stream still going all right? I think it's still going all right. It dipped for a little bit, but I see it pop back up. Ashes Reborn is doing print on demand. They figured it out. It ain't hard, chat. It ain't hard, but they figured it out. Thought my computer took a dump? Nah, I think it's just my internet was messing up for a little bit. What are some of Tony's scenarios? He did Mojo. He did Next Evolution, most of Next Evolution. And then he's done most of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., basically. No downside to re-releasing Spider-Man with a Web Warrior trait and some tweaks. The community will adapt just like we do with rule changes. We are already bought into the living part of the LGS. Another big thing with retirement is that a lot of hero packs come with modular sets, which means those are also unavailable to new players. Yeah. Yep. Add Infinity Gauntlet, Expert 2, Standard 2, and I don't know, Wrecking Crew, and they're all Venice. Should make that tougher, I think. Yeah. I mean, that's the whole point of them doing mod sets, is to make everything tougher. Like, we did that. Mojo stuff wasn't that bad. It's fine. I think it's overrated, but I think it's fine. I'm almost looking at Tony during that stream, and I can feel that he was right. Like, right, this is your plan. You can come onto the Fireside Chat and tell them I'm not doing it. I think Tony knew it was going to be a bad feel. Ashes Reborn art is so good, but the graphic design is a big turnoff in my opinion. Sad. Give it a chance. It's a good game. I can't believe print on demand isn't just the standard, to be honest. I agree. And I know people make the argument that, well, maybe in Marvel's contract it doesn't allow it. Maybe it does. We all know the same exact thing, which is not a lot. I know maybe a bit more than most people do. Right? To be fair, I might know a bit more than most people do. I don't know all the inner workings, but I know some of the things. I have contacts, so I can talk about things. Excited for the new Ashes Ascendancy? Trevor, I've mentioned this before on stream, and I think I'm allowed to. I'm pretty sure they're getting me an early version of it. I backed it, so I still paid my own money, but I also backed it to play it earlier for you all, because I told them I want to do it before the pledge manager closes, to like give my community a chance to like see it and whatnot. But yes, I'm very excited. It looks only like tweaks and slight improvements on Reborn, but I like that everything works together as a game should work. I like that it all works together. I think it's gonna be sweet. I'm hyped for it. Anything they remake and not make the old will make the OG heroes even more sought after. Yeah, like they make an argument later on in that video about how, like, you know, with everything retiring, don't rush out and buy it. They legit say that, and I don't want to like sit there and try to find it. It's I think like a couple minutes after where we ended, but the studio head Jim legit says that, tells people do not rush out and buy it. You know what marketing was doing right then? Freaking out. I will house rule Spidey's Web Warrior. Yeah, man, it's your game, man. 100%. It kills me that I know things through the connections I made with other creators, etc., rumors, stories, and I can't actually share, but I want to so badly. I know. I feel you. I feel you. I feel overwhelmed by Ashes, by the amount of stuff. Super. If you're overwhelmed by the amount of stuff, just start with Ascendancy. Just start there. It's a clean spot to start. And I think that's perfectly chill. Because what's nice about Ashes is you literally will never have to worry about, do I have to buy it now? You don't have to worry. It's print on demand from here on out. Plaid Hat Games cares about their customers, truly. And again, I think Tony cares about the Marvel Champions community. I don't think the higher ups do. F for the stream? Wait, did something happen to it? It says it's working on my end. Cap, you're crazy. It's working. You're F. They said don't rush out to buy. No, they said don't rush out to buy all the stuff when they made the announcement between current and legacy. And you know what happened? Everything got really hard to find. I went all in on Ashes and gonna take it slow. Smart. I played every single Phoenix Born deck by itself. Like I still haven't really played that game with custom decks because I've been going really slow through it to not make the same mistake I did with Arkham. I don't believe the Marvel contract thing at all. Other companies with Marvel and Star Wars licensing have print and play options. Yeah. Yep. The thing is, like, I can't officially say whether I know or I don't know. And it's frustrating. We want Kool-Aid Man, Daredevil, and consistent Retaliate rulings, but we get current environment. Wait for the new Star Wars something? Yeah. If it was more industrious, as soon as the stream happened, I would have bought every pack available in Australia and then sat on them for 2 years. I thought about it. Oh, wow. Facebook just dropped. Did everyone just shine? Did Facebook really just tank that much for a second? Hold on one second. Oh, it says you're all there. Yeah, I don't know why it's freaking out. Hey Tree, how's it going? Oh, it went back up. It like said my stream count was down to like 12 on Facebook or Facebook on YouTube. I thought about going out and just buying everything because I could read the writing on the wall. When they were doing that, I was like, you know what? I should be one of those guys that buy everything. And not to resell, but to just like hold on for a while. Like there's a few heroes I've kind of held on to extra hero packs because I think they're going to be popular later on. And I'll just give them out to people. So yeah, anyway, to recap that really long discussion about Civil War, because I know there's a lot more people in now than there were before. Civil War discussion is pretty simple for me. I'm hyped for it. It's something I've asked for a long time. I'm sad to see that this is Tony's last thing because I really love Tony's design, so it's sad to see him go. I personally think he's going to be working on TCG. I have no insider knowledge about that. But J-Stan, thank you for gifted sub, dude. Appreciate the support. Thank you. So I have no insider knowledge about that or anything like that. Caleb's that. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, not Tony's. Caleb's. We've been talking about Tony for so long. I got Tony on the brain right now. So yeah, it's Caleb's last thing. I wish him the best in his future endeavor. But yeah, Civil War is, I think 90% of it's exactly what I want. The PvP stuff I don't care about. I don't care. I'll play it. I'll give it a fair shake. I'll try it. I'm sure Novels will try it. I don't really care about it. Civil War, though, is exactly what I wanted. So I'm hyped for that. I'm very, very hyped for that. So that's good, at least. At least I got something going for me. Well, I want to do a rough poll. Excuse me. Because we got a good amount of people here. I want to know how people are feeling about Civil War. Should have thought this out, let the suits stay in the wings. Yeah. I think they just like to be they like to talk. Are you hyped for Civil War? YouTube, your poll's up. Twitch, yours is coming up in a minute. I bought an extra hero card set of Doctor Strange for this reason. Yeah. Willing to bet FFG doesn't think print on demand doesn't make a high enough margin. Yeah. I mean, again, FFG is putting also in a weird position because they have a bunch of debt they've been saddled with. So I know they have to be pretty profitable with things. As I mentioned, I study business administration. I don't understand the reason of not printing a product that is selling. Sinister Motives is out of stock because it sells. Yes. Yes. Red Skull, Sinister Motives are all very popular things. I think Civil War works all right. The PvP stuff is still just PvE, just repurposed. Yeah. Yeah, it really is. I'm just not interested in it. More hype for Trickster Takeover than Civil War, but interested to see my son and I PvP one time or 50 times. Trickster Takeover, I feel like I'm weirdly more hyped than most people are for it. I feel like a lot of people are not hyped for it. PvE content since there are other PvP Marvel games. Yeah, that makes sense. And I'm happy that the PvP really does feel like an add-on and not necessarily like the main thing, you know? Sinister Motives wasn't selling well until it was out of stock. It was super cheap on Amazon for 2 years straight. Yeah, but now it's not, and other things are. Like, you could still get Mad Titan Shadow really cheap. So why was it Sinister Motives all of a sudden was sold out faster than Mad Titan or Galaxy's Most Wanted? Galaxy's Most Wanted and Mad Titan I can still find pretty cheap on Amazon. So like, why then? Like, what made that popular? Sinister Motives is versus the other two if it was all going out of print. I'm really excited for PvP possibilities. I might get some of my MTG fans to play more to convert them. That'd be awesome, Trevor. Is Civil War just 4 villains? Every other box has been 5. Chop Power, yes. That is correct. I'm putting it out there in the universe that maybe there's a secret fifth scenario. If you read the release a very special way and really kind of like connect some dots that may not be there, it kind of makes sense. So I'm hoping there's a fifth one. And again, I really want the fifth one to be what we talked about in the stream before last week, last Wednesday, about how I could pull anyone from my hero set. It's at my game store for years until it went out of stock. Okay. I'm going to be like the only now. You hyped for Loki? Yeah, I'm okay with Loki. I think Loki will be alright. I'm more hyped for Enchantress. Because of you and Nelson as influencers? What? Are you saying content creators help the space? And that they help sell product? If you ask board game companies, they would say that's not true. I'm hyped for Loki too. I don't understand the hate that people hate for it. I think because they did a really poor job explaining it. They make it sound like in the release that like you couldn't play any other way except for like massive multiplayer, whatever they're calling it. Printing timings, Mad Titan Shadow might have just too much stock lingering around. Well, that's it's so much speculation that we have no idea. But if they've talked about how all the old stuff hasn't hit minimum trigger requirements and that they've looked into that and really haven't done it, like, it seems very weird. It just seems very weird. But you're right. We just don't know. As wild as it sounds, because I only play Hulk, but more heroes is what I love about the game. Villains are fine and all, but the heroes and their mechanics interest me more, and I'm not overly excited about the new wave of heroes. That's fair too. Came in late, catching up. Team Cap. See, Galaxy's Most Wanted is a product that can be out of print and no one will miss it, and it's the product that doesn't sell well. And you know what's crazy? You know what's gonna be crazy? I'll call it now. Guardians Most Wanted is probably going to go out of print and like be gone early next year, right? Just probably, maybe a little later, maybe a little sooner. And you're going to see all these posts flood Reddit. Where's Guardians Most Wanted? I really want the box. I just searched the complete collection for Sabretooth number 7. Didn't realize it was Super Robert Kelly card. Speaking of my wallet, I guess I'm actually equally hyped for Trickster as Civil War because I decided to wait to pre-order both of them in one shipment. There you go. That's smart. I still have to pre-order both of them. I haven't done that yet. I know D20 has motivated me to pick up Marvel stuff. You're welcome. Always happy to make you spend money. Remember to use my code for buy the same token. I love that I'm the only not excited person in Twitch for Civil War and the only team Iron Man. I still ain't got Valk, and you're just never gonna get her. Once Valk is completely out of print, I can't wait to create so much content for her and make her look amazing that everyone's gonna be like, oh my god, I need to get Valkyrie. And then I'm gonna tell everyone they should be emailing Fantasy Flight Games for a new Valkyrie reprint. And we're gonna get her back, boys. We're playing the long game. I still love to play Groot and Rocket, dude. Groot's phenomenal. Groot's one of my favorites. I really don't hate Drang second collection scenario sometimes. Yeah. I think the box. I like the box more than I like Next Evolution. If you said I can only have to play Guardians Most Wanted or Next Evolution for the rest of my life, I pick Guardians 10 out of 10 times. 10 out of 10. If it was Guardians versus Shield, I pick Guardians probably 8 out of 10 times. Complete opposite for me. Villains are the varieties. I actually like villains more. Or I want more villains. I like the heroes. I like hero design, but I want more villains. I have enough heroes. I'm tired of them. Team Fantastic Four, because that should have been the next box to cash in the movie hype. No one saw that. Are you going to buy all my copies of Valk to create the scarcity? How many you got? Do you have German Valk? I'd pay for German Valk. I finally got to sit down and play some of my Mad Titan Shadow box. I was expecting to hate Adam Warlock after hearing you talk about him. I've been pleasantly surprised by him and really like playing. Kyle, do you play just his pre-con, or have you been deck building a lot with him? I hate the deck building with him. The actual gameplay of him isn't terrible, but the deck build, I can't do it. I'm so lazy with it. Somebody's ability to want to collect all the things, it's quite strong. And nobody is definitely saying that. I'm looking back and definitely nobody is seeing that. Yeah. If only chat do. I just want Green Goblin hero, Doc Ock hero. Dude, I want to fight Doc Ock by himself. That's what I want more than anything else. Just, okay. I can die a happy man with Marvel Champions. Like, again, I know a lot of people love Daredevil and whatnot, really want him. If I never get him, I can live with that. If I never get Fantastic Four, but I probably will, I can live with that. Right? If I never get certain reprints, I can live with that. Even if I never get Kool-Aid Man, I can maybe live with that. It'd be really tough life, but I could probably live with that. If we never get Carnage, right, in a Carnage scenario box, I don't know if I could ever forgive Marvel Champions for that. I truly don't. Like, that, to me, just doesn't make sense. I've only had 3 games with him so far. 2 with his precons, and 1 was a light deck building with just a few tweaks to his precon to get rid of the cards I don't like and bring in better ones. Let me know, Kyle. I mean this genuinely, and I hope you do end up really liking him and keep playing him. After you play him a bunch, if you start deck building with him, I'm interested to see if you still like him as much. And it's not because like I'm like, oh, you'll suddenly change your mind. For me, that was the biggest issue with him, was that I just don't want to deck build for him. So that's what it'll be interesting to see. And I know some people like Daring Lime loves deck building for him. Loves it. It's totally his thing. But totally cool. So that's why I'm genuinely curious. Don't say Valk. Give me a hero to play tonight. Do you know the villain you're playing against? No. Scenarios can lend you the Carnage. Someone can lend you the Carnage scenario from the Kana Heroes. Extremely fun. Yeah. Yeah. Carnage Wave, Fantastic Four Wave, Street Level Defenders Wave, and Midnight Sun, Supernatural Wave. That's all I need to feel the product is complete. Anything outside of those is just bonus. That's fair. That's fair. I still want the Punisher, which I guess would be part of the Street Defenders Wave. I still want, what is it, Ghost Rider or whatever. I still want Blade. I really want Blade. I want Blackheart. I want Carnage. I want Doc Ock. I would like Emma Frost, but that's not going to happen. Moon Knight would be a good one. Moon Knight's up there too. I hope for, like, if they keep on doing Tiger level heroes until the end of the time, I would still have fun with the game, but certainly like having Fantastic Four, Daredevil, Blade, Jessica Jones. To finally get Dormammu. Man, your Marvel knowledge is much better than mine. I don't know who that is. Get the feeling that the cards outside the hero kit just don't seem to matter as much since his kit has a lot going for it. Well, like if you play the Wild Tutor one, the cards outside of it matter a lot. So I guess I get what you're saying. Dormammu, villain in Doctor Strange. That's why I didn't know. I don't know much about it. I really should. Proper Agent Venom is not the proper Venom in my opinion. Yeah, Keith. Yeah, 100%. Big godlike entity. Okay. He's on the basic box. Okay. Venom is Eddie Brock as a hero? Yeah. Eddie Brock Venom should be done too. Also very new to the game. I have lots to learn. Yeah. No, it's all good. I'd be super hyped to hear now just because I like the first season of the show so much. There you go. Mysterio most likely. Dormammu. Thank you. Before Reddit gets mad because I can't pronounce anything. And I get sub posted again. Whatever. Black Cat, Eddie Brock should be in the Carnage Wave. I agree. If they're going to do the Carnage Wave, Eddie Brock should definitely be in it. I think Black Cat should be in it. I think there's other good ones you can put in there too. But those are, I think, the big ones. Big ones for sure. Superior Spider-Man would be a cool hero. Yeah. Yeah. I think there's so much Spider-Man. We spent a whole stream going over every single Spider possible hero. It was a long stream. It was a long stream. Okay, chat. Spider-Man Noir would be a good one too. But somehow it needs to come on, or Spider-Man Noir needs to have like a little sound box so I can hear Nick Cage's voice. I don't know how they figure that out, but they could do that. That'd be sweet. 93 positive for YouTube. Wait. I gotta check this positivity count. (93-7) for 30 votes. What's YouTube look? Oh, Twitch. Hold on. I missed it. View results. 9 votes yes, 1 vote for no. Classic. We all know who the one was. I mean, I have a rough idea. Custom printout. Nice. All right, chat. Also, I appreciate everyone watching Kick over there. I see you all. I'm proud of it. There's actually quite a few people over on Kick. Well, let's go. Because they're like, I don't want to watch ads anymore. Since YouTube makes people put... YouTube and Twitch makes D20 put a ton of ads in and pays him nothing. More hyped than the new mod sets? I am hyped for those mod sets. The mod sets seem really sweet. 100% on board for them. Okay. Let's shift gears slightly. So the next thing I want to do is I want to do more... I have to redo that. I already messed up. You know, I try to record things properly. And I get everything set up. And I can't hit the right buttons. Hulk kick. I appreciate that Hulk kick. Enjoy all the green emotes over there. Look how green they are. Okay. Let's switch gears a little bit. So, with that being said, take 2. As long as Daredevil and Punisher are eventually made, I'll be satisfied. I'll be happy with that too. There's the other guy on. I want to do really quick a 2-card review that we've done before, right, on this channel, and we're kind of like integrating it into the live streams and whatever. So we're finishing up Gamora's pack, and we're now on, or we're doing one more with Gamora, and then we're going to be doing one with Drax. So again, I'm going to get my thoughts on the packs or the cards, but you as well, make sure you give your thoughts too, because I'm genuinely interested in hearing them, honestly, chat. So first we got to start with True Grit. It's a 1-cost event. This is a part of Gamora's pack. It's a 1-cost event protection card. It's a thwart card. Response. Thwart. After your hero defends against an enemy attack, remove threat from a scheme equal to your hero's thwart. Which always felt like an interesting card. Like the idea of the card, I think is cool. But most heroes that have high threat removal, like I've never like they're not protection heroes, right? When you think of like Spider-Man, or you think of like Spider or Ghost Spider, right? Or even Drax that play protection as thwart is one. Or I don't even know who else. There's a bunch of people like I don't use it. This card is clearly so good for Hulk. Exactly. Hulk protection, right? Playing this card. Brolak never used it. Exactly. Like I like the idea of these cards, but these cards never get used, it feels like. Because my thwart on this is never that good. Or when I'm playing like, aggression or whatever, and it's like after your hero attacks another enemy, like have a defense based on whatever they're doing. Like they're not for that. This only works for like really well-rounded heroes or heroes that like I'm shoehorning into protection, like a Phoenix, right? Like I'm shoving her into protection so that this card, I guess, makes sense, but I'm also probably not defending much with Phoenix, I look at this card all the time and then immediately decide against it. I think at 0 cost, this card would be good as an alternate to counter punch. That's true. 0 cost might be better. I was about to see Beast was included in the Mutant Wave. Agreed. I think True Grit would be neat one to try to use with Phoenix. I just feel like, would you defend much with Phoenix? You get to play defensive events, right? Appreciate the hydrate. So you have to do defensive events because like you're not really going to defend with Phoenix, are you? I've theorized it for Phoenix protection, but the psionic protection cards are just better. That's a good point too. They're just so good. Why would you? Maybe Shadowcat. She has 2/2/2 stat line, right? So I guess Shadowcat is the one, but you're still just removing threat 1 for 2 then. And like I guess that's not the worst trade-off because we say that 2 for 3 isn't bad, but it's not great. Like you try to aim for 2 for 4. So maybe 1 for 2 isn't terrible. It just feels like weak. You have better options like the upgrade where you remove threat after defending and take no damage. Yeah. Yep. It'd be a neat challenge to build Protection Phoenix to defend allies until she's unleashed. Yeah. Yeah, it just don't make sense. Yeah, I agree. It's just such a weird card. And again, I feel like we have a variant of this card with every aspect doing everything, but I don't know anyone that really plays them. You know what I mean? 2 effective resources for 2 threat removal isn't great. Also, True Grit gets outclassed by Not Today. Not today. Maybe if allies weren't so powerful and there was much more need to block in general. Agreed. Yeah. So anyway, not a big fan of this card. I think I've used it once or twice. It's not quiet, Siri. I wasn't talking to you. Ugh, my phone's the worst. I played it like once or twice and that's it. It's maybe working in a Groot protection. Yeah, but Groot only thwarts for 1. Because his hero thwart's only ever going to be 1, right? Is True Grit okay with Gamora? I mean, it allows you to deal 1 damage. Her thwart is 2, so... Yeah, Groot should only be 1. Exact. I said maybe. Bring me FF. All right. So that's the first one. Next one we'll talk about is now we're going to move on to Drax's hero pack, who is a protection hero pack. And the first card that comes with it that's outside of his hero cards is Martyr. I think I'm saying that correctly. It's a 4-cost ally, protection ally, guardian, 1/2/3 stat line. After Martyr takes consequential damage from performing an attack. If that attack defeats an enemy, give her a tough status card. All right, so I've played this card very little. I actually really like the idea of this card because I'm going to be using my allies to help slay minions, right? Generally speaking, or if it slays the villain into the next stage. Like I like the idea of getting a tough status card. Now, the issue is, generally speaking, if I'm dealing with a lot of minions, I'm not playing protection because protection, like, isn't really well known for slaying minions. So why would I do that? So I'm in this weird like catch-22. Like this card makes a lot more sense to me if if I happen to be protection, somebody else is minion slaying, and they have somebody that's left with like 1, and I can be like, oh wait, let me just ping that one off. As a solo player, no. Like as a solo player, it doesn't really make 100% sense. I want it to make more sense, but I don't really think it would. You know what I mean? The 4 cost makes me not want to use it, except with Scarlet Witch. Yeah, 4 cost is expensive. It is 2 attack and a tough, but 4 is tough. And it's got to be like, I mean, you compare it to other 4 cost cards like Iron Fist, right? Like I'm going to play Iron Fist 10 out of 10 times. I play Martyr in decks, but I've rarely put it in play. Unfortunately, she can't just keep an internal tough status because you have to take consequential damage to trigger her ability. Oh, wait. After martyr takes consequential damage from performing an attack. No, so it's after that, right? Protection Iron Man since she's energy? Oh, that's true. So you would take your consequential from dealing the damage. So she has 2 damage, and then you would get your tough. Right? So then moving forward, so let me rephrase how I play this. I think I actually did a really poor job of explaining this. So I would use Martyr to defeat a minion, take the consequential damage, get the tough on me. I would use the next turn Martyr to block for me against like the villain or whatever, right? And then the following turn, because you have to like wait until it's like sets back around, then you can use Martyr again. But again, in solo games, I wouldn't really play protection for minion slaying decks, because if I have that many minions, I'm having a really bad time. So if she already has a tough status, she can't trigger the ability. Yes, correct. Yeah, if she already has tough status, she would not take consequential. Well, no, yeah, she wouldn't take consequential damage. Yeah, she works okay in Protection Iron Man. Oh yes, Spider-Man, Clone Wars. Maybe a mixed hero with more than one aspect. Yeah. So yeah, it's one of those things like I want to like more. I like the idea of it. I think it makes way more sense in a multiplayer game when, again, you just happen to have her out there, right? Because in multiplayer, you don't have to worry about like being as efficient with all your allies like you do it with solo. They don't have to block all the time. If you're a defender, you're probably blocking yourself. So it works better in that regard. I could see it too, that if you're playing solo, you keep her out there just to like deal with any minion that might pop up. But I'm still probably just like not there I am. It is Guardian, so start there you go. I'd rather just play Luke Cage. Yeah, Luke Cage is just a better card. Is he a 1/1 stat line or no? 1/2, 1/2/5 with toughness, yeah. Yeah, I mean Luke Cage is such a good card. Core set. They just did not balance the core set well. But Luke Cage is just a solid alternative. Not even alternative. Part of red play. But again, yeah, you're right. With 4 costs, I'm also probably putting in Iron Fist most of the time too. At 4, 1, 2, 3 stat line, deal extra damage and stun the enemy. If she just kill minions and keep getting tough after each kill, I could see a Voltron thing working with her. That could be interesting too. You know what? Okay, so no wait. Yeah, because it has to take it. Because I'm like sitting there, I'm like, she would still get consequential damage even with a tough stats, but she's not taking it, right? Because when something is taken, you have to take all, but you don't have to deal all. So if it was after Martyr was dealt consequential damage from performing an attack, I think then it could work where it just keeps going over and over and over. I think. But I think when it says the word take, it can't. And because this was so early on, I don't think deal and take was differentiated yet in the rules, and that might be a part of the problem. The cost and him having an ally against tough, yeah. Instead of a tough card, it should just be don't take consequential damage from the defeating minion would make her more interesting. Yeah. Yeah, it would give you a good minion slaying build. Like being able or defeating an enemy. It's like one of those things where, like, again, protection doesn't have many good ways to defeat minions. And you're right, Josh, that this could have been that way. Does have a few ways to heal allies, but don't know if it would be worth it. Yeah, yeah. I like Josh's idea more. That we're just like she wouldn't take consequential from attacking minions, or if she defeats a minion, doesn't take consequential. Her artwork is lit though, 100%. Great artwork. So yeah, that's those 2 cards. Like I said, let me know your thoughts. And for the people watching the video later on, like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff. Appreciate it. Thank you, chat, for being here during my doing things live. Gotta do it. Gotta do it, chat. It's actually been much more efficient to do things this way. It's great. Huge fan. I'm wondering if someone did a TTS that said Siri turn off all the lights, what that effect would be. That'd be crazy if they did it. We're part of the creative process. I can close down my channel now. Yeah. No, all Hulk content can be done through here. There was, speaking of which, there was somebody who did content. I'm not gonna say who, but they did content. Wow. Okay, computer. That hurt my ears. Sorry, chat. Stop it. God. Okay. There we go. Who was kind of like going, like wanting to stop doing content, like doing their own thing. So I offer them a spot in my channel, just like make the content. It was literally. They get bonus options to Joshy. All right, so chat, what we're gonna do is this is the section of the stream where everyone leaves me, and I get really sad. But we're gonna do Persona 5X. We could keep talking about whatever though. It doesn't have to be related to this or anything. Look at the time. See, I knew it. I knew it. Can't watch this. Spoilers? Are you really planning to play it? Genuinely curious. I have to change my thing before Twitch yells at me. Play the gacha game. Have a good night, all. Yeah. Hey, Jay. Persona 5X makes me want to get a backbone controller for my phone. You should. I will when I get a new phone, probably. What is my things doing?
ブラックウィングス
Feel this vote is very biased. There's no biased votes. Ever. New bugs. That's fine. Oh, wait. I don't want to play a controller. Why did I just plug in my controller? I'm also currently working on converting Persona 4 Golden to a tabletop game. Dude, let me know. I'd play that. Where's my mouse? Oh, there we go. I ain't leaving. Should I get Mutant Genesis, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., or Persona 5? Well, do you like video games more or board games more? You like video games than Persona 5 Royal. Board games? Mutant Genesis. I'm playing for the first time the FF7 original game. It fascinates me how in 2 hours you skipped 50 hours of the remake. I know, right? The remake is just so ridiculous. It takes so long. I have to get all my free stuff. When I finally start playing, I'll give you the updates. The moment when you get your Persona was pretty epic. Plus the burb guy is awesome, yeah. Your yes and yes is 50-50? I figured. Chat hates me secretly. It's fine. It's fine, chat. Also, Persona 5 Royal has some of my favorite music. Like in any game. Claim that. Castle Arc. I'm not ready to do that yet. Okay. What we'll do is we gotta send our calling card. All right. So basically, we're at the point in the game where you had to like get up to level 30, and to like finish out this quest. So what's the gacha part of this game? They want me to buy this stuff to get things. You don't have to. It's actually, for a gacha game, it's pretty free play friendly. Like you really don't have to really get anything. Send the calling card. It's also really hard for me to play on the phone because of how the mouse works, or like the movement works. It's so rough. Or it's rough for me at least. not as talented as other people. But if you like Persona games, I mean, it's great. It's absolutely great. It's also in Taiwanese, so you gotta learn how to speak that. So just FYI. You should probably know that. Now let's send it. I don't think I need time to prepare. The main villain is the guy who just pushes people in the subways for fun. We release this game on console? Yeah, eventually. And people that play Persona 5, this will make a lot more sense to you with calling cards. It's a very Persona 5 thing. The Phantom Thieves. Have you played any other Persona games? Yes, 3, 4, and 5. I've never played 1 and 2, and I really want to. I hope they remake it, especially 2. Innocent Sin and the other one, the other 2 seem really like good. The Subway Slammer. But yeah, the Persona series for 3, 4, and 5, some of my favorite games of all time. OG 3 and the OG 4 are amazing. Well, I guess 4 hasn't been remade yet, but it will be soon. Stealing their hopes away from them. There's also a lot of baseball in this game. It makes me happy. Are you a Fallout guy? I used to be. I don't really play anymore. But I don't mind it. Like, it's fine. Play the 2 first Personas with retro achievements. Okay, I have to learn how retro achievements work. I wanted to do it with Final Fantasy 7. I never got to. It's a long oval-shaped head. People have weird heads. Oh, it's him right there. I think Persona 1 was pretty rough around the edges though, right? I think Persona 2, like both of them were pretty good. Gosh, it's gonna drive me nuts. It's Innocent Sin, and what's the other one? I think you can steal from me. Alright. Definitely saw the calling card. Treasure should have materialized by now. Fallout LCG coming soon? You think so? People have speculated that. Playing Fallout 3 and brings back memories. 76 just came out of the way to play as the ghoul. That's hilarious. Think I'm addicted to Diet Mountain Dew? It's worse things to be addicted to. Before we steal his treasure, let's make sure we're all on the same page. My memories are not 100% clear, so this will be borderline. There's also like a lot of hand-holding in this game. Final Fantasy LCG? Dude, I would be so happy with that. Treasure's palace will disappear. So after we steal the treasure, we can never go back to the palace. But there is a not. Wait. This thing is gonna come back. It disappeared before, so I can't imagine what happens after that. Is it possible for one reason? Alright, because you could never go back before, but it'd be nice if you could now. This is also one of my favorite songs in video games. Retro Arch and... Interesting, okay. I have to try that again. Mountain Dew, she switches Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. I drink like Coke Zero. Wait, where's the saber? There it is. Maybe think of the intro to Yu Yu Hakusho? Nice. To play under his control, it'd be wise to proceed only when you're fully prepared. No, wait, I'm not ready. Can we do draws yet? No, not enough money. Need more monies, chat. Oh, but we could do... Draw them. Do 0, but isn't that 0 caffeine? I gotta have caffeine. I drink a lot of coffee, so I feel like I can chill on caffeine. Big hits? Nah. She gets shocked when you get a big hit. So again, like this you could pay for, or you could just collect for free. If you get enough cards. Which hasn't been too hard to get, honestly. So his trench coat get up? Why did they rip it off his glasses? Thought their eyeballs were... Might as well make him really strong. Nah, we're not doing that. Remember that you need to download something else before PS1 emulator was released to find that? You in the email? Yeah, please do. Catherine from the hit video game Catherine. Yeah, I remember playing Catherine like when I was young. I was like, oh, okay. Okay. But yeah, you can email me. It's d20woodworking@gmail. It's pretty simple. I'm really bad with emulators. Looks so different from last time.
あの後ろのボール。
There's a ball.
あれがお宝だ。
That's the treasure. Treasure.
あれがお宝。
Catherine's a puzzle game, I swear. I drank a Mountain Dew energy drink once at work. I had my hair feeling numb and tingling. Never again. That's like that when whatchamacallit? When Panera Bread sold those energy drinks that were like giving people heart failure and stuff. You got a good buzz, man.
どの口が言ってんだか。結局野球教あんたはそうやって誰かのせいにして
You're a coward.
自分から逃げて
I get ramped. You brat. Some worthless office worker? Dude, I feel you there. Blaming others again. What do you know about anything? Blah, I'm so angry. I'm only worth so much my salary.
やるしか
Yep.
だが忘れるな
Gold, steel, and treasure. They're really pinned down first. Are you ready? Let's do it.
ここまで来たらあとは
Alright. One time I thought my heart would burst when I drank a triple shot espresso energy. Oh, dude. I love the triple shot Starbucks. So good. So good. Give it straight to my veins. Yeah.
我
This
が
thing is
輩
good.
の手を借りたいって容赦しないかね楽しい
Wait.
ショーの始まりさっき言ったがつまり
Alright. Okay. Let us. When I've been playing, I mostly had to do automatic right for me, which is like fine when you're going against. Oh shoot, I should have done that. Normal villains, but for the boss, I feel like I should actually
終わ
play
らせ
it.
よアルビルダ
Let's do 4 random damage. Perfect. On
踊れカルメン
Crimson Fire, fire damage to all foes. Do that one.
やっちゃおうペルソナ
Critical with a burn. Perfect.
嘘
Ow. Ow. You get to go twice?
こっちの準備完了しました
Also, the way they do support in this game is like
本気
crazy.
でやっちゃいますよ
I had an X.
始めるよ
So the first time I drank coffee with a double shot of espresso and went to a used bookstore. Dude, in Italy, I would rip espressos like every 5 seconds. It's great. Had an ex who stepped out was an alcoholic, energy drinks during the day, beer at night, had a heart attack. Doc said to give up one or the other. He gave up energy drinks and switched to soda. Yeah. You gotta go a little slow on it sometimes, you know? Just you can't go too hard. Too
意を
fast.
示せゾロ
Body needs to rest.
とどめだペルソナありがとね
Alright, let's do her action.
行こうアルビルダ
They also get like this whole special action thing, which is pretty nice.
ホームラン特大アーチいっただけ
What's always been fascinating to me is like the younger, more recent generations like have basically stopped drinking.
奮い
Which is
立
like
て
fascinating
ペルソナ
compared to like you see how like my generation, maybe a bit older,
甘
like
く見ない
love drinking.
やる
Drinking like a shit. That's amazing.
やっちゃおうペルソナ
You should sip it. Nah, just rip it. Rip it and hope for the best.
待てよ
Oh, critical hit. Let's go. Dude, he's like not doing any damage. This is easy. This is an easy cakewalk. Oh my god. Alright, that was a little easy. They made me like grind to level 30. Did not need to be that high.
勝負はついたわしらはお前の命まで奪うつもりはない背後にあるお宝をいただいたら退散してやる
Sweet. That's some baseball outfit? Yeah, it's basically the New York Yankees. Basically the
抵抗され
same.
ると余計に欲しくなる
Taking your treasure.
逃すな今こそお宝を頂戴する
Cool. Do you store aspect cards in binders or bins? Bins. I don't know. I've never been fully on the binder team. I did some of it with Lorcana, and it's just like such a
何あれ
weird way to do things. I just don't know. I don't like it. Miss stirrups? Yeah. I just like high socks and baseball uniforms. They look better. Just rescue Vivi from underground and just open the double doors with most coming out next to the machine making eggs. Oh, yep. You're cranking through pretty good. How much do you play at a time? I guess he has a second stage. Love this outfit, dude. Big fan. This is how I want my arms to look. His true form. Alright. A little sad.
終わらせよ
I thought we were gonna win.
ペルソナ
How are you enjoying it? This? Persona 5X? I love it.
お兄
I
さん
love Persona games. So this is... What is going on back here? So this is perfect for me.
本気で
That's why I want my girlfriend's arms to hug. I'm feeling on average maybe 1 or 2 hours. That's not bad though. That's basically how I play nowadays. It's like an hour or 2 at a time. Josh.
一気に決めましょう。
ペルソナ
Wait. Let's do his. Any money yet? No. I haven't had to spend any, and I haven't yet. So it's been fun. I've seen people get pretty far without spending money. You just might not be able to collect all the heroes, which doesn't really affect it. I might get the pass though, because that's like 20 bucks, and that might be it. Oops. See my warm-up. Alright. Playtime's over, blah blah blah, whatever. It's just a flotation device, I swear. I swear, until he starts launching things out of it. 'Cause that's naturally what's gonna happen. That heals him, so we don't want to do that. What does the pass do? Basically, as you level things up, you collect stuff. The pass basically like lets you collect more things, like consistently. So most of the time when you pay for a gacha game, it's like a one-time thing or whatever, and passes usually last for the whole season. So it's generally your better value if you play the game a lot. If you don't play the game a lot, then doing the other options would be better because you don't have to play as much, but you have to pay more money. The only thing I will say though is this game starts off super slow, especially if you played Persona before. Like, it's a very slow game in the beginning. The gun work? No, it doesn't work. What's around his waist? His flotation device, as everyone should have. Just in case he goes swimming later or something, you know? I don't know. Just keep healing Morgana. Arigato. Just being safety conscious? Yeah, man. I don't even blame him. To me, the thing around his waist looks like something I want micro. For someone who's new to the series, would be better play P4 before P5 or jump straight to P5? You could play P5, that's fine. The stories really don't interconnect. There's very little that does, so you're fine. If you play P5, play Persona 5 Royal. Don't bother with the original. The Royal is just so much better. Same with Persona 4. Persona 4 Golden is better, but they're remaking Persona 4, so I would just wait for the remake at this point. In D20's games, yeah. We just have different kinds of smut. Is generally considered the best by most people, not all, but most, yeah. It's very, very good. I'm nostalgic about Persona 4, but Persona 5 Royal is an incredibly good game. Even if you just like JRPGs, it's an incredibly good game. Defeat him? Oh, look at that flex. That little Charmin cheer. I like it. Oh, gotta fight the cheerleaders now. Shake it for me. Making him stronger. We should consider taking them out first. Yes. Always defeat the women first. I think it's not strong. Did you just throw a cheerleader at me? Yo, bro. What? Yeah, I think he just threw a cheerleader at me. Alright, what should we got going on? Oops. Arigato. Also, a lot of the mechanics in this game are very similar to Persona 5, and not so much the other ones. It's not quite the same. There's a bit difference with some things, but like the baton passes kind of work differently because you can choose. In this game, you can't choose at the baton pass. I heard that they pushed Persona for Reloader remake, whatever that's going to be, to 2027. I haven't heard that yet. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I hope not. But we'll see. The problem is that they keep pushing it out. If they keep pushing it out, that they're going to be pushing out Persona 6. That's one of those things like, I really want Persona 6 because I'm itching for a new Persona game. Because I'm just a simple man. Is this like an RPG? Yeah, it's very similar. It's like a gacha RPG. If you ever played any of the other gacha games, like oh, what's the big one? Oh boy, I'm not gonna remember off the top of my head. There's some really popular ones in the store. Seems like a wacky Final Fantasy. So it seems like that. It actually deals with some really messed up themes and kind of dark themes, like the actual mainline games. Oh, Genshin Impact is one. There's another one like Wuthering Waves or something like that. It's pretty popular. Is Raid gacha? I never played it. But yeah, the cartoon style makes it seem like not serious. But like the Persona 5, Persona 4, Persona 3, Persona 2 all deal with like super serious themes. It's very weird. Not weird, but... However, with Metaphor, it's not a bad game. It's just not hitting like I wanted it to. Yeah. Everyone like hyped up Metaphor. And I mean, like I liked it fine. But I never finished it. I made it 30 hours in. The Metaphor story is just not as interesting. And, like the combat's good. I like the combat, but like the story was just boring. And I play these games for the story. So, kind of really stinks. Oh well. Maybe next time. Is he gonna get more girls out there? Every time. Every time. Revive one ally. Alright. No way, let's take her out. Honkai Star Rail? Yeah, that's another one. That's a big one. Did you ever try Final Fantasy VII Remake? Yes, I played Remake. Rebirth, I'm only like... I don't know. 10 hours in. I don't know. I like the OG too much. That remake never felt that good. It felt like it was just way too long to get anywhere. Rebirth, I liked more, but I'd rather just play other games. I just haven't been playing much of it. So, I don't know. I want to like it more. At some point, I'll sit down and actually play more Rebirth, but just not. I'd rather play Stellar Blade. I'd rather play Clair Obscur. I'd rather play Liza P. There's just the roguelike games. I'd rather play them. There's just so many other things I'd rather play, you know? Good, knocked her out. Commander games with Vivi, he's pretty broken. Oh, that's cool. Was Remake with the piano game in it? Dude, that was hard to me. Remake, no, that was in Rebirth, right? Remake was all within, not the Golden Saucer. It was all within Midgar. Like, a 4-hour section was like 30 hours, 40 hours long. It's like a lot of like side quests and stuff. It was really annoying.
ペルソナ
I don't know about that.
これでどうだ
But I think in Rebirth you go into Nibelheim, right? And that's where you play the piano. Might be getting them confused. Yeah, it's the second you leave Midgar is basically the second game, so it's much more open world. Oh no, hit me with a baseball. Baseball. Take him out. Alright, he's gotta be almost done, right? Couldn't do it. That's fair. Actually, I don't know what the other one's doing. Grant shield. Extra damage, we'll put it on her. Oops, push the wrong button. Can't wait to see you play Expedition 33 potentially with novels, because I think she would really enjoy the story. And the problem is I would have to play separately without her first, because I would go through it so much faster than what she would like be willing to watch. But I agree, it'll be fun. I'll just probably have 2 save accounts if you can do that. Though her and I still need to finish playing Baldur's Gate 3. Like, we have so much to get through. I don't know. There's enough time. It's not enough time. Miss Kingdom Hearts being good? Yeah. Yeah, it's the right place for Final Fantasy 7. I just done it. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts, I've played and beat the first one. I think I beat the second one too, but I never did the third one. Rufus ceremony right now? Nice. Alright, does he have a third form, we think? Baldur's Gate takes a while? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I said we'll probably go back there. Where are the girls? Yeah, steal that treasure. I'll do it to fight without her? No. Okay. So if you get really bored in this game, what you can do is you can just speed up and have it. Oh no, you can't have it do automatic in this. You can do automatic for like other fights, but not your boss fight, I guess. Guess that's good. It's fine.
これでどうだ
Let's heal everyone just in case. God, it's already midnight. Alright, I'll probably get through this and then we'll call it a night. First ability lets you create blue. And then Vivi damages everyone? Jeez. That makes sense. He's like the most powerful mage that's ever existed. I love Vivi. He's so great.